Hello, everybody. Welcome back once again. I know it's a little bit later on this Wednesday night, but it was worth it. It was rearranging the schedule because we have some amazing, incredible people on the show tonight. And we're here for our next D&D 3-shot series. And I'm super honored and grateful that I was able to get these amazing folks. And I'm just going to introduce them and then have them introduce themselves. I mean, they almost don't need introductions because this is the Mighty Mango Mates, the main 4 core, and we are super stoked to have them on the show tonight. I'm gonna start right over here in that corner. That wonderful lady is CozyConChile. CozyConChile, please introduce yourself and tell everybody the name, race, and class of your character.
Okay. Hello. My character's name is Enara. She is a dark elf sorcerer. Was that all you asked to describe?
Yep.
Sorry.
Do you want to share anything about your stream now that you have the floor?
Ooh, well, I'm kind of on a tiny break because we just moved, but I typically play mostly indie games, cozy games, and sometimes difficult games. And I should hopefully be back at least once a week starting next week. We're hoping for that.
Fantastic. We hope so too. Next, right over there across the way, the man with the fuzzy face. That right there is Epsyonz. Please reintroduce yourself and share again the name of your character, his race, and his class.
I am Epsyonz, and today I will be Yawn. I am a Wood Elf Ranger with my trusty sidekick, Yip Yip. And for my channel, I stream all kinds of games, and we're all about chill vibes, mental health awareness, inclusivity, and healthy boundaries, and I'm currently playing Outer Worlds.
Fantastic. Awesome. Well, going right across at an angle right there, that lovely lady with the silky black hair is TanTanTater. Please, again, share, you get the gist of it.
Yeah, hi everybody, TanTanTater. My character is a rock gnome and she is a cleric. And a little bit about me. I like making weird noises on my stream. Most of the time I really don't know what I'm doing. I'm just playing whatever is fun and, you know, engaging, but I really love story-driven narrative games as well, and I love Pokemon. And yeah, that's it for me.
Fantastic. And then last but not least, right down there, the sexy man with glasses and a goatee.
Awesome, thank you. Hi, everybody.
Oh yeah. By the way, that is noforn. Noforn, tell us the name of your character, his race, and his class, and a little bit about your stream, please.
Yeah. So I am playing a pallid elf druid. His name is Leoro Dawnmind, and a little bit about my stream. I usually play Overwatch 2, but I play a lot of other story-driven games. We've been on a break. I am the happy husband of CozyConChile. Am I pointing in the right direction? This direction.
It's like this.
This
The North Star.
But yeah, and maybe after this I'll get back to Baldur's Gate 3 because I need to finish Act 3. So
Right on. You're in for a treat there, and tonight. And real quick, I need to adjust your volume a tiny bit higher. There we go. All right, perfect. Guys, thank you all for joining us. We already have some folks in chat who are super excited to see you all, just like I am. And one last thing to share with everybody. This is the first experience for many of the people here. Tantan has made several characters and played in a couple of like a one-shot and a really short, I guess a couple of one-shots basically, right? So this is the first time for any of them playing, and first time for Tantan to go, you know, a mini campaign, we'll call it that, since it's 3 sessions. We'll do our best to get it done in three sessions, roughly 3 to 3.5 hours. And I don't know about them, but if it turns out that we need one more to fill it out, you know, you guys let me know if that's even a doable thing, depending on your schedules. But I am super honored and grateful to have you guys, and we're going to jump into it right now. So I'm going to talk about the world. They've introduced their characters, but their characters, well, some of them don't really know each other yet. So we're gonna set that up right now, and I'm gonna do that by first setting the stage and it giving you all a little bit of lore of the game world. First off, I want to share the map that you see online is not mine. I did not create that map. I know you guys have seen me make cool maps in the past. I'm not going to take credit for this one. This was done by Greyhawk Online. It is the perennial, perfect, ultimate resource for Greyhawk stuff. Greyhawk is the original campaign setting made by Gary Gygax way back in the day when he first started Dungeons & Dragons. And I wanted to give these folks a classic D&D experience. But I do want to shout out and give credit where credit's due to Greyhawk Online for this amazing map. So yeah, go check them out. They also have a separate map that's an interactive full world map. Really impressive. So go check that stuff out. The setting is in the Kingdom of Nyrond, which is basically just one nation once you see the Greyhawk world, which is called O-Earth, like Earth with an O at the front. And it's massive, it's huge. And Nyrond is simply one country in the entire world. But there's a lot of interesting things going on in this nation of Nyrond. And here's the setup. The adventure is set in the Kingdom of Nyrond, in the Duchy of Flint Hill. And the current year is 596 CY. Since 591 CY, the region is being ruled and reorganized by Duke Grevin Damar. He was appointed to govern the region a few years ago after the end of the Greyhawk Wars by the King of Nyrond himself, His August Supremacy Altmeister of all the Erde, Loonward I, who was also a personal friend of Duke Grevin Damar. Recently, 3 of the party members found an official call to arms poster on their local job boards in the cities that they traverse. The job posting is for the Duchy of Flint Hill to hire explorers and adventurers. This missive directed you to Bic Rapids, a small but important logging and mining town along the Duntide River at the beginning of the Flinty Hills. The Duke has commissioned the new Flinty Expeditionary Brigade to help explore and investigate the Flinty Hills and the Gamboge Forest areas of his province. He wants to proactively deal with threats of bandits, roaming monsters, and hidden enclaves of evil before letting them grow to become a larger threat in his district. Real quick, I want to take note. You guys take a look at the map, and you'll see in kind of the lower right corner, not quite all the way to the corner, you'll see the Flinty Hills, and that's the Duchy of Flinty Hills. So part of the Gamboge Forest and the Flinty Hills is the district that we're talking about in Nyrond. And the different characters are from different areas, and I'm going to get to describe that here in just a second. Before I do, let's continue with the synopsis of how things are beginning, how the adventure is beginning for our heroes. Duke Grevin has appointed, and this might be the part where the players might want to take some notes if they want to. It's not a big deal on this, but Duke Grevin has appointed Captain Ludius Thorn to head this new expeditionary scout force and to recruit adventurers to fill its ranks. Over the last few weeks, each of you has responded to this call, well, 3 of you, and head out to Big Rapids to seek out this new adventuring opportunity for reasons known only to you. Now, since several of you have basically seen these missives, this job posting, and felt inspired in some way, some of you have already traveled to Big Rapids to check out the opportunity. In fact, most of the party members are already there, and they're sort of in a waiting pattern, because the coming together, the organizing of this expeditionary force needs a certain number of folks, and the duchy has been communicating with its various offices in other city-states to organize it. And basically, I'm going to kind of give a brief synopsis of each of the characters and how they have gotten there. First off, TanTan's character, Krinoa, right? Krinoa?
Yes.
She saw the missive and felt inspired, called to arms by her deity Garl Glittergold to take on this path to help others. And so she traveled. At that time, she was spending time in Shukendale. And this was where she saw the missive. So she set out to make that trek by herself. On the way there, around where you see the little white dot underneath Big Rapids, is where she happened upon a strange, leather-clad young elf who spoke broken Common and broken Elvish, and had a wolf pup with him. And the wolf pup was protecting him because he was injured. Apparently something had happened, and he was kind of driven from his original pack. He and his trusty wolf pup Yip Yip, and but he was injured and close to dying. And she healed him and fed him, and he was intrigued by this. And Yip Yip took a liking to Krinoa, and so for a couple of days he followed her. She kept trying to get him to stop following her and say, "No, it's okay, go live your life. I just wanted to help you." But he ended up continuing to follow her, and even one night when she was camping, he scared off some wolves. And so ever since then, they decided, we're gonna, she said, well, if you're gonna follow me, then we might as well travel together. And he agreed to kind of, because he saw her as, the formation of a new pack, and or at least the possibility. And she explained to him what she's gonna do, and he sort of understood what she's gonna do, and he thought that sounded like an interesting thing. So they're now on their way. They've actually already made their way to Big Rapids after that time frame. And they've been waiting here at Big Rapids only a couple of days. They've already registered with the local constable, and they've been put up by the Captain Thorn himself at no cost to them while they wait for the other folks, because some of the folks that have signed up from other cities. Also, while they were waiting, the Captain Thorn and some of his team have already taken it upon themselves to do a little bit of testing, give them a few trials to see, to kind of test their capabilities, to see if, they don't want to send people to their deaths. If some random farmer off the street who couldn't protect himself wanted to be an adventurer, they're going to basically say, I'm sorry, you're not qualified. But apparently both Yawn, which is Epsyonz's character, and Krinoa, TanTan's character, were very qualified. So they have been kind of given a chance to wait for a bit. Interestingly enough, while they were waiting, they ended up bumping into Leoro Dawnmind. who is Noforn's character, an elven druid. He's a pallid elf, which is a kind of a gray elf. And he had already arrived with the same intention of joining the Flinty Expeditionary Brigade. And he had already done his testing and was also in a waiting pattern. Again, sponsored by the captain, so that they have the free room and board while they wait. And they ended up having to wait almost a week for the final person to arrive. That person had signed up at Born Even, and Born Even had advanced communication enough that using magical sending stones, they had conferred with Captain Thorn and let him know that a suitable person had been tested and was on their way. And that would be Cozy's character, Enara, who is a Cozy, refresh my memory, which kind of elf do you appear as right now?
So I am a dark elf.
No, I know that's your actual race, but if you remember correctly, you magically disguise yourself because people would kind of want to kill you on sight in this world if they saw a dark elf wandering around the surface. So do you disguise yourself a lot, like a high elf, or do you disguise yourself a little and just go like pallid elf?
Probably just a little, to not draw too much attention to myself because I ran away from home.
Gotcha. Well then, so that's what she registered as. She registered as a pallid elf sorceress, and had been given her provisional license. All of them have been given their provisional licenses, and the time has come where she has arrived. She got to rest one night, and then the next day, since she's actually already been tested at Born Even and confirmed to be worthy of the adventurer's license, now she just had to show up, and Captain Thorn had already arranged to have basically an onboarding and indoctrination meeting with the four of them, where he introduces them to each other. Of course, interestingly enough, in those few days, it turns out that Leoro, bumping into Yawn, realizing that he had seen him and met him before, found it interesting and kismet that he was there too. And Yawn, just for him, it was just more solidification that the nature was providing him a new pack. And and of course, Krinoa, being the religious cleric that she is, saw that as just the destiny that Girl Glitter of Gold was laying out before her. And that time has come. Now, if we had a longer campaign, we would totally have just RP'd all of that. But I just, for this 3-shot session, I figure it was best if I just kind of bring it all together. And now, you all have not really met Enara yet, but you all have already communicated some with each other, and you're kind of excited and curious about what comes next. And now you are standing in the barracks office that has been assigned to your team, with Captain Ludius Thorn, a couple of guards, and looks like another soldier of some kind. Captain Ludius Thorn, he's a human, obviously a warrior of some kind. You're not sure if he's just a fighter or a paladin, because he is wearing full plate armor and has a kind of he's youngish, but not like super young. I mean, obviously for all of you guys, he's way young compared to you all, because elves and gnomes are much older. But for a human, he is roughly somebody in their probably late 20s. and he's got blonde hair and a clean cut look to him. And there is the standing to his right side is another soldier, and this guy, Captain Thorn is roughly 6 feet tall, and the soldier standing next to him is about 5'10", and just a sec here. He is about 5'10", and he is wearing, the soldier standing next to him, he looks to be about the same age, but just sort of plain brown hair and kind of scruffy brown, not like a full beard, just sort of scruffy. And he is holding looks like a long sword, has chainmail and a shield, all with the banner of the Duchy of Flint Hill, as does the captain as well. And he introduces himself. The captain says, "Good afternoon, you all. Obviously, I've already met with each of you. With Enara, I've only met her briefly yesterday when she first arrived and finalized her registration. I would like to introduce you all to each other, because there were some other entrants to join the expeditionary force, but some of them a bit more experienced, and I've already put them together as a team. They had joined earlier, and I have them off in a different area doing a bit more advanced scouting along the border, where it's much more dangerous. But you all have, because you're a bit green around the gills, yet still obviously quite capable based upon our testing, have specific kinds of goals. I have specific kinds of goals in mind for you all, and I think that the four of you will make an excellent team. And I believe, as it turns out, a couple of you are already traveling together and or may know each other. Is that true?
Yes, indeed. My name is Krinoa Babblecraft. I am led by a purpose from my deity, Garl Glitter Gold. I serve to protect others, to ensure that they will not endure tragedies and pain as I have once seen. My comrade here, Yawn, I have only known for a couple of days after saving his adorable companion, Yip Yip.
Yep.
Yes. Well said, honorable young lady. So, since you've started it off, let's have everybody introduce themselves, since this seems to be a good, solid team to bring together for this particular duty and expedition. Starting with Yawn, please introduce yourself and tell the group what your skill set, what your profession is.
Yawn. Protect. Blah blah.
I see he's not very articulate. It's what they said in he looks at his paperwork. I see that's what they noted this, but his capabilities, his strength is off the chart. Excellent. Well, I guess that's what matters most for someone that is, a ranger. Excellent.
Jeez.
And the tall elf, I believe you are a druid and your name is Leoro. Please introduce yourself, sir.
Yes, I'm Leoro from Green Plain. I've traveled from there, and I met these two individuals, the rock gnome and the other not as articulate wolf or elf. I am familiar with him, but I cannot point where and when I have met him before. However, I have not met this other pallid elf next to us.
Yes, indeed. And on that regard, please introduce yourself, Lady Enara. I believe that your background indicates that you come from a minor noble house. Is that true?
Yes, thank you so much for the introduction, and thank you all for being here. And I'm so excited to be a part of this, just to meet all of you. I know you all know each other already, and I'm so excited to be part of a group and meet some people, some new people. Super excited. As our captain has said, I do come from a noble house, and I'm here to do what I can and offer my skills as best as I can.
Excellent. Well, I have assessed your capabilities. Obviously, as I said, we have a more advanced team that's already out in the field. We've had some other folks apply who we had to turn down because they simply did not have the capabilities. But we're quite confident that you all will make a quite capable team, especially for the types of missions that we're going to have you do. I think it's quite apropos that Leoro happens to be from the Gamboj Forest, even though I believe we'll be having him explore areas of the Gamboj Forest that he has not previously explored. I hope that adds extra excitement to what he has to do. As you can see, we have a quite capable team. We have Cleric of Glittergold, who is quite sturdy and will no doubt keep the party healed up and happy. And of course, the druid has experience throughout these areas because he's traveled quite a bit throughout the different towns and cities in this area. Yawn is, he and his young pup, I'm sure, will prove quite capable in dispatching any enemies that might come their way. Oh, yes, did you have a question? See you raising your stick?
Big friend.
Very good. And Enara will provide basically a bit of magic that you might need for dealing with foes. I suppose when you're out in the field, it would be best for you all to confer with each other and develop your own tactics. Speaking of being out in the field, before we continue and commit, I must, for the final signature, you finally committing to joining the Expeditionary Force. Of course, you can, even though it is a contract, you can quit at any time. We ask that you simply do your best to finish the last mission that you're on, if you must stop. And these are the rules according to the contract. I shall read them out loud. I apologize for it being a bit dry, but here we go. According to the contract, you'll be paid 10 gold per week per person and provided free room and board when in the city. As representatives of the Duke, you must conduct yourselves in generally honorable format and in accordance with the laws of the Duchy of Flinthill and the Kingdom of Nyrond proper, to the best of your ability. Basically, do not murder, rape, pillage, or engage in any heinous acts. Furthermore, any treasure found in the form of gold, gems, jewelry, or art must be cataloged, and a 20% tax will be remunerated to the Flinty Expeditionary Brigade Administrator, myself, for operations funding. Any gear that you find must also be cataloged and reported, but is yours to keep and use as long as you're proficient with it. The contract stipulates exemptions in the form of any particularly dangerous or extremely powerful nation-warping artifacts. Refusal and/or excessive failure to comply with these stipulations will result in termination from the Expeditionary Force, cancellation of your adventuring license, and confiscation of items. You all understand these as I have read them to you.
Yes.
Yes. Understood.
Very good. Now, I would also like to introduce the gentleman to my side. This is Corporal Culver. I can't even speak. Sorry. This is Corporal Culver. He will be assigned as your first mission liaison. He is there for support guidance and to answer questions about the organization or any mission parameters that are unclear. He is not there to lead you, simply to provide additional support. And once we deem your worthiness, the liaison will only be there when you feel it necessary for him to join. For this first mission, though, he is required, and it'll be quite useful to have him along. Corporal Culver is a quite capable fighter. Introduce yourself, Corporal. He says, "Oh, of course, it's nice to meet you all. I'm gonna enjoy myself, and if you have any questions, I'm quite versed in a lot of the skills of administrative stuff, and I know all about the mission parameters, and I may not look like it, but I'm quite the cunning fellow, and I look forward to seeing what you all are capable of in the field. And of course, I will take your lead and will not take charge. I will leave it to you all to choose your own leader amongst your party." Very good, Culver. You all will be able to have a meeting with him before you go. We would like you to head out on the first mission within the next few days, if possible. We will provide to you anything that you might need that you don't already have as traveling adventurers. Now, to explain the mission to you, but before I move on and explain the mission, do you all have any questions to me or Corporal Culver?
No questions here.
Good. So, the reason for this mission is both investigative and quite noble, I believe. In fact, I'm heartened to find that the Duke wanted us to undertake this mission. It seems that some months ago, a group of relatives, grieving relatives, have come forward regarding apparently a forgotten watchtower out in the Flinty Hills that they claimed was a little known, smaller border watchtower, and that shortly after, like around the same time that the Greyhawk Wars kicked off years ago, all communication from this watchtower ceased. Because it happened right at the same time as the wars kicking off, what happened was, according to them, the administrators in charge, the armies that needed to roll out and move, no one was basically able to investigate what happened to this watchtower because of, troop movements, and some of the high-ups ended up. The bottom line is this watchtower and its soldiers that were manning it kind of fell through the cracks. And then the war continued on, and a lot of the people that knew about it either died in the war or got shuffled around. And even ultimately, a lot of the paperwork regarding this watchtower got lost. But the Duke trusted that his subjects were not trying to be duplicitous in any way. So he researched it himself, and turns out there was some lost archives about this watchtower. And so, we're talking about many years ago, since the Greyhawk Wars, almost 10 years ago. The Greyhawk Wars ended in 585. So, actually, I guess it was 11 years ago. So, ultimately, the Duke felt it was important, both from an investigative standpoint, to both assess whether this watchtower has continued value in the future, if we want to reactivate it for its purpose. But more importantly, he wants to investigate what happened to the soldiers there. And he wants the he wants to confirm the recovery of any. Basically, let me start over again. On behalf of the duchy, the kingdom, and the grieving relatives of the lost soldiers, you are to investigate the secondary watchtower. Bring back any personal effects, battle ID tags, and or knowledge uncovered about the fate of the tower and the brave soldiers who manned it. You will be provided with a map to, not a close-up map, because not a lot of that area maps have been kept intact. The war changed a lot of things. But generally, I'm quite confident with the capabilities, the tracking capabilities of this team, based upon your skill sets, that you should be able to, generally with some of the descriptions that we've heard about following a particular stream to its wellspring, its natural spring, and deep into the Flinty Hills, south of Mistwatch, and but still on this side of the border. You will hopefully find this watchtower, explore it. Obviously, it's been so many years, and there's been no contact with anyone from there. Sadly, we do not hold any hope that there will be survivors, but we would at least want to bring back personal effects and proof of what happened to them, to the grieving relatives. Do you have any other questions regarding this particular mission?
I have
Get
several questions.
started. Oh, so sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Yes, I believe Leoro. What questions do you have, sir?
I have several questions, maybe some follow-up questions. Have there been any other inquiries from other people about this watchtower other than their relatives?
No. Again, it was only 2 or 3 relatives, I believe, that came forward. You know, after the things had settled down a few years after the war, and finally were able, you know, with the bureaucracy of running a kingdom and multiple duchies and districts. Honestly, it's sad that it's taken so long for us to look into this, but this is important to the Duke and to myself personally. So we don't know anything else other than what I've shared with you, and relatively where to find it.
All right. And because there is no paperwork, we don't have any record of who was stationed there or not.
We do have a record based upon the relatives. We do have that record, and I will provide you that with your mission brief before you head out.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Is that the only questions you had?
Yes.
Good questions. Anyone else? One other detail that's important when you go on this trek, keep an eye out for any thing anomalous, out of the ordinary. You will not be able, because of the area that you will be exploring, unfortunately, a lot of it is not trekkable by horse, so it will have to be on foot. It will take you roughly a week or so to make your way to the area, and how, depending on your skills and capabilities, however long it takes to locate it. We're confident that after all this time, it may be a little overgrown, so it might be harder to spot. But it is a 3-story tower, so it's possible you will see it above the tree line, depending on the area. With that said, tomorrow... Oh, yes, you have a question, Yawn.
I have a question.
Oh?
Stick say, what environment is it around?
Ah, good question. The terrain is forested hillsides. All right then. Tomorrow. Oh yes, Enara.
Yes, my question is, have you heard of anything out of the ordinary? Do you have any information on that may be? Any rumors?
No. Again, this happened so many years ago, and it happened so suddenly, and the timing was so terrible right at the start of the Greyhawk Wars that other than what I'm going to provide in your mission briefing, the list of the soldiers, there's not much else to go on.
Thank you so much.
If you all are able to find, if this mission goes successfully for you all, it will be quite a good thing. And of course, if there is treasure there, as I said, the way the new licensure for adventurers works, in the past, honestly, the new license extension is quite lucrative, because in the past it was rather reversed, when the adventurers were able to keep 20% of whatever treasure they found, versus now, instead, it's considered your treasure, but you must pay a 20% tax out of it. So it's going to should be quite lucrative. Now, obviously, it's possible that the Watchtower won't have much of a cachet. It just depends upon, I suppose. Keep in mind that, yes, personal effects from the soldiers should be brought back to the relatives, but it'll be up to you if you want to provide to them any of the gold that you find. Because not all of it would be hard to determine whose gold is whose. And do not worry, because the Duke is making sure that these relatives, should you find proof of expiration of their relatives, they will be provided with a lucrative stipend. So they will be taken care of. And I guess that's the gist of it. If you think of any other questions, feel free to come to my office this evening. You can meet the quartermaster tomorrow to get set up with anything that you feel you might need that you don't already have. And we would like you to head out the next day, or at the latest the following. It's going to be up to you. You can even head out tomorrow if you prefer, as soon as you have been, as soon as the quartermaster has provided you with the things that you need. Anything else? Very good. Well then, I will leave you here in this meeting room to communicate with each other and get to know each other a bit better, ask any questions of each other. I know obviously there'll be plenty of time to do that on the road, but it might be useful for you all to feel more comfortable with each other by having a chat first. And all I can say is good luck to you and gods of speed. We appreciate that you are taking up this mantle, and look forward to seeing what we can accomplish together.
Thank you so much, sir. Take care. Thank you. Yes.
With that, he leaves the room. And what do you guys say to each other? This is your moment to sort of chat in character to each other.
Enara, is it? Is that how you pronounce it?
Yes, you pronounced it perfectly.
Yeah, you're pretty.
I'm gonna pause you guys for just a sec. I need to turn up noforn a little bit more.
How's that? Is that good?
No, you're good. It's better for me to turn you up, so.
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
You're pretty chipper and curious, seeing as you come from high class.
Well, this is my first adventure. I was trying really hard to not make it obvious, but I think I failed miserably at that. But oh well. I'm just super excited. And yes, I did come from a noble family, but I'm just like all of you. I don't want you to think I'm different or anything, or have anything to hide, or come from somewhere I said I didn't. Okay, I'm just a normal pallet elf.
Interesting.
Mhm.
What
Well,
about
oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Uh-oh.
my apologies, Nora. I was just
Keep going,
going.
guys. Keep going.
My back. Oh, yes. I was just going to say that I admire your enthusiasm for this adventure, and I hope that we can all get along together. I know that this is my first expedition as well with such a large group. I'm so used to being on my own, and only recently I got to be accompanied by Yawn and Yip Yip, so I look forward to working together.
Nice to meet you, Krinoa. Well, I've met you before, but formally now.
Oh, that's so great that you all know each other. Krinoa, how do you communicate with Yawn? I would love to know more about that.
Yes, absolutely. Well, truth be told, it's quite difficult. It's mostly just gesturing, hoping that Yawn will understand words here and there. But I do have to go very much into the nonverbal cues as well, grunting here and there. But Yawn and Yip Yip have proven themselves to be quite valuable companions, and admittedly, I do love how adorable Yip Yip is, and he provides quite a great amount of comfort for cuddles and whatnot.
Oh, I love cuddles, and that's amazing. It seems like you all get along really well, and I just love to see that.
Babble.
Yes.
And Rara. And Roro. And that Yip Yip.
Did he give us nicknames? And
Stick.
Oh,
of
yes.
course.
Indeed. Before I forget, the additional companion that I have failed to neglect several times, which I do apologize. I'm sorry, Yawn. Dick is also a very important companion to Yawn's party, who's also a great confidant for Yawn, I've noticed during
Yes.
Stick,
during the nights.
Understood.
Stick talking. Stick say,
Oh,
very nice to meet you all.
Oh, wow. Yes.
wow.
Yawn's name is a very good contrast to his actual character.
Dick, you are so eloquent. It is so lovely to be in your presence, as well as you, Yawn.
Okay,
I
Stick's
see.
sleeping now.
Can you tell me what
Good
my
nap.
stick is saying? I have a rather large stick if you want to speak for it. It's a wooden staff. Sorry.
Babble, can I kill? Babble, can I kill?
About this time, and there's a knock on the door to the office,
Oh,
to the
I
meeting room.
mean, we should get that, right?
The
Indeed.
door opens and Corporal Culver is there, and he says, "Oh, I thought it might be a good idea to meet with you all a bit more personal. Is this a bad time?"
Oh, no, not
thank
at
you.
all.
No.
Come in, please, come in.
Well, I must say I'm quite comforted to know that I have a healer and a spellcaster with us. And based upon the tests that I've seen, it seems like you all have quite a capable team here. So I'm looking forward to traveling with you all. Just to let you all know, I'm a warrior myself, a fighter, training to be a champion type, but still have lots to learn. I'm a bit more experienced than you all, which is one of the reasons why I'm a liaison officer. But if you all would like, I'd like to find out what day you all plan to go out, if you're ready, if you've decided that yet.
I don't think we've come to a consensus of what time. Really early in the morning is good for me. Or
Oh, yes, that is my favorite. I am definitely a morning person. The earlier, the better. Let's do it.
interesting.
Indeed, I will go along with all of my comrades' preferences for when we depart. I'm fine with early in the morning.
sounds good to me. So you all want to head out tomorrow then, yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Indeed.
Well, good on you. It sounds wonderful. I'm quite thrilled about that. So then, well, I guess I'll meet you at the quartermaster's 7:30.
Sounds perfect.
Perfect.
Is that Yip Yip? He's a little yellow ducky. Wait, what is that? Oh, it's the
Yoshi?
turtle. Oh yeah.
Oh, it's a turtle. Oh,
Mario.
I thought it was
But
Yoshi.
Yip Yip is actually a wolf pup, correct? Yeah, just like in his picture. Just cool. Just making sure that I'm clear and the audience is clear. Okay. All right. Was there any other chatting / role playing you guys wanted to do before the next day, and you guys start to head out? Nope. Okay.
Okay.
All right
tired.
then.
Yes.
So,
It's early morning.
Yeah. I would imagine that both the druid and the ranger are a bit uncomfortable staying in the barracks. And so that's one of the reasons why they want to leave the next day. They're used to staying outdoors, and being inside the barracks has been, especially uncomfortable for both of them, and they're looking forward to this even more. Yeah, the early morning comes. They actually get you guys up a little bit earlier, and you make it to the quartermaster earlier. Luckily, Corporal Culver is already there arranging things, and he says, "Oh, I'm sorry, I got here early. I was hoping to have everything arranged before you all got here, but looks like you all early risers as well."
Yes.
Yes. I've been up for about an hour anyway, so you're not early at all. It's fine.
Oh, that's right. You elves, you don't have to sleep like humans, eh?
Nope. Got a full 30 minutes. I'm ready to go.
I'm a night owl.
Just add a character just for remembrance for the new players. You elves only need to rest for 4 hours
Just kidding.
instead of a full 8-hour night. But the gnome still has to do a full 8 hours, and so does Corporal Culver, who is the only human in the party. With that, the quartermaster provides you guys. He asks you if there's anything in your pack that you need refreshing on that you don't, that you feel like you might need. So for those, I know although the folks wrote what pack they get, but you may not have put on your character sheet what comes in those packs, except for, I think, Epsyonz did. No, actually it was noforn who did. Yeah. With that said, basically it's a kind of an array of different things. If you want, you can just Google go 5E and then the name of your pack, and it should bring up something that shows you all the stuff that comes in your pack. Is there anything that you guys think you might need that isn't in those packs that they can provide? For example, they could provide a couple of tents if you want, or any other kinds of supplies or rations, or again, just anything that you might not have. And they can provide you with weapons, but they're not going to provide you with, anything fancy. It's just going to be your basic kind of core soldier military style weapons. Although I'm pretty sure you guys kind of already have what you would normally want and carry, correct?
How about some
Okay.
healing leaves,
Say again?
herbs, leaves for medical purposes.
Tell you what, yeah, they can provide you with a herbal kit and a medicine kit, which you guys don't necessarily have in your packs. So I would probably recommend that, of course, Krinoa takes the medicine kit as the healer. I think she probably has the highest medicine skill. I could be wrong. You guys can discuss that amongst yourselves. as far as the herbalism kit, either the druid or the ranger can take that. If you want, they can provide 2 herbalism kits. And what that will do is basically you can support the medical kit, person with her medical kit with your herbs, or you can use it to cook the food or make tea, or just kind of generally. It's not like the herbalism kit does a lot in D&D, but there are a few things it can do. So if you want to write, if the druid and the ranger want to put an herbalism kit on their character sheet, feel free to. Cozy, you had a question?
What about, like food or rations, I think you mentioned?
Right, the packs should come with rations, but I would imagine that you guys would have kind of exhausted some of those already, so I would say they fill your pack up with the number of rations so that it's at the max amount that it normally would be. The bottom line is they're giving you, they think it'll take you a week to get there, so they would actually give you an extra pack that would give you effectively, let's see, probably another week of rations for all of them. So a good 20 more rations on top of what you already have in your packs filled up.
Yawn and Yip Yip can hunt.
If you say that to the quartermaster, then he would probably give you a little bit less rations, extra. I mean, he still give you extra, but we'll just say he gives you 10 extra. Well, no, let's make it an even number so that each of you effectively has 12 rations. So put that anywhere that you want if you want to make note of it. All right. Now they, of course, looking at the briefing that he gave you, it shows kind of a loose map of where you're supposed to go with some kind of markers in place of where you're supposed to potentially start looking and what direction you should go once you find certain landmarks. And just mostly in general, it was kind of south and east of Mistwatch, but quite a distance from Mistwatch, nowhere near it. And a little bit of the history of Mistwatch is basically a fortress citadel that was very instrumental during the war. Right now, it protects a lot of gnome miners and is run by a dwarven veteran of the war. But again, this particular watchtower was sort of like a secondary one that was meant to just sort of make sure that, kind of close a gap in visual on the border so that spies couldn't easily trek through. But it wasn't heavily administered. It was kind of left to its own devices for the most part, and that's why it kind of fell through the cracks. But it is still suspicious. Basically what happened was during the war, because they stopped communicating, the people wrote it off as the first casualty of the war. But they don't know that that's the truth, and that's what you guys are going to go explore and find out. So now, you guys make your way out of the town of Big Rapids. And Big Rapids is a big logging and mining town. It's got not a lot of trading. There's obviously some traders and merchants and stuff. It wouldn't be, a decent town otherwise, but for the most part, it's an industrial town where they gather, wood and ores that have been gathered, that have been mined or chopped, and are going to be spread out to sold on different merchant trails and caravans and stuff like that. But obviously, some of it makes Leoro a little uncomfortable. But he does know that this particular kingdom does its best not to over deforest. I'm not sure how to put that, but they they're pretty progressive for medieval society, and of course, his ultimate goal is to make that to where they come up with other options, so you don't have to chop down wood for stuff all the time. But unless it's like already dead. But anywho, the day that you set out, since it's so early, the sun rises in the east, so you're basically heading towards the rising sun. It's a beautiful, colorful sunrise, with purples and orange and pinks. And as you make your way out of Big Rapids, just to kind of share on the map, let me bring it up so I can see it a little bit better here. Where this place is at is, you see where the green label of Flinty Hills is? Right north above the F in that little valley is kind of where they believe that this watchtower is. And you can't go straight there. You're going to actually have to kind of take a circuitous route. You're going to partially be taking that path towards Mistwatch, but then when you get to that first valley, you're going to go off the beaten path, and there was a path there. It's just kind of gone overgrown. So you're going to have to look for it once you get to that spot and follow that into the hills until you come to basically it's you can't even quite call it a small river. It's more like a big stream, right? It's a stream, and you're going to follow that stream to its its spring, and then after that you're going to head due east, and you should find what you're looking for at that point. And again, as you head out into the sunset, or not sunset, the sunrise, the cool morning gives way to the warmth of the sun. It's a beautiful late spring day, and there's just a few puffy clouds in the sky floating overhead as you make your way traveling along the road. At first, obviously, you're seeing quite a few, because you're heading north on that path that ends up going to Ardalanth, which is a capital. So there's quite a few caravans and travelers and even some guards and soldiers traveling along that path. But once you start heading east past the Gamboge Forest, that's when you're kind of going to go off. There's not a lot of travel along that road and path. And it's going to take several days. So what I'm going to do is, after that first day of travel, you make it pretty far, about to where the corner, where the turn is in that first day. As the sun starts to go down, of course, setting in the west, it's not, this particular sunset is a little bit more boring because there's overcast in that direction. But you've started to, you've turned that corner and you've started to lose sight of any other kind of travelers. And you find a spot off into the hills that seems like a good spot to camp. Is there first of all, what watch order, or do you guys, so of course the corporal recommends, I think it's a good idea if we set a watch order, and I suppose it'll be easier with the elves here. Well, because of the way you all sleep, we could have a couple of people on watch, even though there's only a few of us. So what sort of watches do you all think would be good?
Yeah.
Yawn watch first.
Awesome. Thank you,
I can
Yawn.
do second. Oh.
I
was just saying thank you to Yawn.
All right,
I mean,
so
considering we're only
Leoro's
4
going to
hours.
go second watch. Yawn on first. I'll tell you what, I'll join Leoro on second watch. And then I suppose, what do you all think is best for the last watch? Since, of course, Krinoa, she needs as much sleep as I do.
I can take the last one. That way you can all get your sleep.
Indeed, most appreciated. Thank you so much. I do need my sleep as a rock gnome.
Understandable, yes.
So, out of character then, let's see, we got Yawn is on first watch. So are you going to take the first watch? Krinoa, are you going to take the first watch with Yawn?
Yes.
Okay. So you and Krinoa are on watch 1. Leoro's on watch 2, right?
Yes, I guess.
Gotcha. And Culver, he's also on watch 2. And then Enara is going to take the last watch.
How many hours
Did I get
are
that right?
per watch? I'm just curious.
Say again?
How many hours are per watch?
Well, it depends on how you guys want to do it. Like, as elves, you only have to rest 4 hours. So technically speaking, you could take a 4-hour watch, right? So, I guess you don't have to have 2 people on the same watch. Tell you what, Culver suggests, since he's this is new for you guys, both as players and characters. Culver recommends that Krinoa actually take the 3rd watch, and Enara will take the 4th watch, and they'll kind of overlap with each other a little bit, so that they can be together a little bit. Does that sound like a plan?
Yes.
All right. Okay. Well, as you all camp, is there any other discussions or chats that you all want to do during camp?
I'm open.
Well, Culver asks, "It's a beautiful night, isn't it? I'm looking forward to this camp stuff, but sometimes it can be quite irritating to get dirt in your undies or in your boots."
Yes, most uncomfortable. I am also not a fan of dirt in my undies personally.
I've been around the block or 2, so I'm quite comfortable in these areas.
Yes, you made that quite apparent last time. Yes.
Spicy. How about you, Krinoa? How do you feel about camping out here?
Oh yes, this entire area is very nostalgic for me, since it's the Flint Hills. As a rock gnome, these parts are just near and dear and home, very familiar for me, just in general. So.
And I assume Yawn is very comfortable.
Good.
Yip happy.
Oh, that's good. If Yip is
So,
happy, I am happy.
While you guys are camping this first night, of course, he's already gotten used to and already took a liking to Krinoa, but now it's his first time to spend an evening with these new people. So he's gonna, Yawn, you see him kind of wander off from you to take a sniff of everybody else. But I'll let you decide who he, how he kind of feels and reacts to each of the people that he takes a sniff of.
He takes a sniff off? Or?
Yeah, you're not the one sniffing them. Yip is sniffing.
Like,
I wouldn't be
You tell
surprised
me-
though.
Yip
How
would
you
always
Out of
think-
sniff
character
me.
for you.
Yeah. Since he's your
Yip. recognizes Roro. Seems okay. Recognizes.
Which one's
Fine.
Roro?
Okay,
Ah,
okay.
Leoro. Okay, gotcha.
That
Roro.
makes sense.
And
Naras.
obviously loves Babla.
Mhm.
Is not quite
Okay.
sure yet for Rara.
Rara is Enara.
That's me? Okay. That's okay. I am patient and completely understand and will give Yip Yip all the space they need.
They kind of like go towards Rara and then just stop and look and then just back off.
Mhm.
No harm, no foul, just unsure.
That's okay. That's not a no, and I'll take it.
What about Corporal Culver?
Completely ignores him.
Okay.
Aw.
So Leoro asks Yawn. So Yawn, what is Yip Yip's favorite treat you like to give him?
Yip Yip hunt on own. Eat everything. Rabbit. People face. My food. Never share.
Oh, sure. And that's how it should be.
Mhm. Not to share?
I don't share with you.
I guess they're not going to share with each other. Noted. Yep.
Fair.
Okay. Cool. Well, over the next few days, I'm gonna, just for the sake of time and stuff, since we have a little bit shorter window than normally, this area is again fairly well patrolled from time to time. Oh, hi, Raiders. Hello, welcome, Raiders. Thank you. That's the one time where I break the RP is for Raiders. Hi, guys. Thank you for bringing your folks over. It's an honor. First time chatters as well. Holy crap. Who raided us? Main Cow. Oh my God. Hello, milady. Main Cow, we had her on Bandwidth and Banter, and she's a good friend of Lady Magdala and Havoc and Cheerful Bacon and them. So super sweet, amazing human being. It was a treat. Thank you for bringing your folks over, and we'll get back into the role play. Everyone, go check out Main Cow. You owe it to yourself. Very cool. So, over the next few days, you travel onward. Each day a little bit different than the next. Once you make your way, it just takes basically another day and a half to make it to the point where you think you need to start looking for that hidden path, that overgrown path there in the hills. So what I'd like you guys to do, again, your characters are wily enough to be able to kind of gauge where you think it's supposed to be in the area. So I'm going to have both everybody who has survival as a proficiency gets to roll that. And so what that means is you're going to roll a 20-sided die, and you're going to add that number that's next to your survival to the proficient or to the roll. So I believe that's just going to be both Leoro and Yawn, right?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You want to go first?
Yeah. So
Yawn?
what'd you get, Leoro?
Sure. I got a 13 and my survival has a 5.
So you rolled a 13 and your survival is a 5. So you add that 5 to the 13 and that's your total roll. So you effectively got an 18, and Leoro got I
got an 18 as well.
Okay. So the DC was a 15, which means it's moderately challenging difficulty. and you all kind of went over it a little bit. And you're pretty confident you found an overgrown path, and it's in the right spot. So you're fairly confident that this is the right way to go. And you continue on your way. You actually, because of your enthusiasm for finding the hidden path, you all kind of travel a little bit longer than you normally would have, a little bit into dusk basically is this, you start to really lose light is when you decide, okay, we're gonna finally camp. And you're camping in that valley there on the way on this path. And each day I'm going to have you kind of roll that check to see if you stay on the path. Although this first night, since you're deeper into the Flinty Hills, I am going to roll for a potential random encounter, because sometimes that happens. But it looks like on this night, all that you feel is the nice cool breeze of the night air, and it's a starry night with the nice moonlight glow down through the trees and the hills. And you occasionally hear, you hear the sounds of the night in the forest, the crickets and the frogs and the creaks and the groans. Occasionally, you and Yip Yip get a little freaked out when you hear the howl of wolves far in the distance. Not freaked out like scared, but like just, like you pay attention. But it's really off in the distance, just the usual night creatures. And nothing untoward happens that night. You continue on your journey the next day. Go ahead and have the two survivalists roll their survival check again, please.
All right, so I did 16 and 6, so that's 22.
Nice.
Did 12, 5, so that's 17.
17. Both of you are able to keep you guys on track. Once again, you continue onward. And this goes on. I'm gonna just have that be the last roll. You guys are able to keep going. You actually find where it looks like the trees had been felled to clear a more viable path. Because this was a path where they actually had to get some horses and carts through, right? Now it's overgrown, so it would have been a pain in the ass to try and bring horses. But at one time they did. So some trees have been cleared, and so now it's easier to follow. One more night of a potential random encounter. But the night, again, is clear of anything unusual. So far, it hasn't been super exciting, but at least it's been an enjoyable experience of camping in the wilderness. And finally, after about a little over 5 days, almost 6 days of this, about 5 days in, you come across a stream. And looking around, checking it out, this seems like the stream that they described. And that they described that the path should cross over the stream and then follow it northward, kind of northeastward. And so you all do that, and sure enough, the path seems to follow it northeastward. And it goes up through some hills and through the forest. It gets a little bit thicker here and there. Luckily, you have a ranger with you and a druid who helps you guys navigate through all the rough terrain pretty easily. Sometimes it's a little slow going and difficult, but for the most part, it's just trekking through the forest and the hills. But then, on the last day in the last day before you think you need to start looking, you know that you're supposed to go towards where the natural spring starts this stream, and you think you're getting close. And real quick, I need to get some factors. I think I have, obviously I have your character sheets. I just forgot to write them down. So real quick, let me make sure that I have them. Enara, what is your passive perception?
Passive perception. Where would I find that again?
It's going to be underneath your ability scores. You'll say this thing just perception.
12.
12, okay. And Krinoa, what is yours?
Krinoa's is 16.
16, okay. Leoro.
Mine says 4. Oh wait,
Right,
sorry.
it's 4 plus
15, sorry.
10 is your passive, so it's a 14. Gotcha. And Yawn.
13.
Okay, cool. So for Yawn, I'm going to do something a little bit different. Oh, by the way, I did forget to share with the folks who are watching. The characters that we created for them are a little bit stronger than your average D&D characters. I used a fairly aggressive custom point buy system, and I gave them all a feat at first level, which is not normal for 5th edition. But I did that because I want them to be able to experience having a feat and also to make their characters feel heroic. And the other thing that I'm going to do for Yawn, since wow, that thing is so huge. I swear to God, when I look away and I look over,
That all the time.
and I thought you had some sort of overlay covering your face, like a digital orange dot. Like what's that?
Is the sunrise?
Since you have, so Yip Yip is technically not an animal companion yet because he's just a young pup, right? However, he still is, and both of you have been raised by wolves. You have sort of a unique background, right? So because of that, you may not have. I'm going to actually give you. I could have sworn that rangers had proficiency in perception, but yeah, I guess I'm not going to give you proficiency in perception because that'd be too much, but I am going to give you advantage in perception checks. And so what that means is when you roll a perception check, when I have you roll, you're going to roll double. And so in this instance, and I'm going to have you roll where they're going to just be passive. So as you guys are cresting a hill and kind of looking out over the where you're cresting, where you're going up a hill where the stream is flowing down, and there's sort of a thicket of trees that you end up kind of having to go around when you're on the right side. And as you go around the trees at the crest of the hill, where the trees are much thicker, and you make your way around to try and catch back the trail and the stream, you spot down in a small grove what looks like the natural source of the stream, which is the natural spring, but a little bit concerning. And so the folks, as you're coming up around those trees, before you see anything, Yawn, I'm going to have you roll a perception check and roll it with advantage, please. So basically what that means is you're going to take a d20, and then you're going to add a 3 to whatever you roll.
Okay.
And you get to roll 2 d20s, sorry, because you're rolling an advantage. Because you have Yip Yip with you, basically, who also has high senses.
Okay, so I'm rolling that. I got a 16 and a 15.
Okay, so you take the higher roll, so you have a total of a 19. And then also, Krinoa, your natural passive is a 16. So both of you, Krinoa, you think you hear, your ears perk up because you hear the sounds of goblin speak. And then as you're coming around the bend, and Yip Yip and Yawn, you smell goblin stink. So what do? Your party, your group is coming up around the trees, and that's when your senses kind of trigger on this. What do you guys do?
I halt them. At least our party. I stop them, and I try to communicate. Goblin.
Yeah, it seems that Yawn and I are currently detecting the stench of goblins, and we should probably take a moment here to assess our environment and prepare for something.
Corporal Culver says, "Oh, really? This far across the border? That's quite shocking, actually. It seems quite strange. Maybe you scouting types should sneak up to the edge of the clearing and see if you can see them and confirm the numbers. What do you all think?"
Yeah, I can go investigate if you want me to.
So, what, maybe Yawn and Leoro, you all are good at sneaking?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's go, Yawn.
We should hang back. And what do you all think, my ladies? Should we rush if they yell or something?
Yip, stay.
Indeed, sounds like a plan. I think it might be best if I stay with you two, since I will have a shield and we'll be ready for anything at a moment's notice.
Yes, absolutely. I also agree with this plan.
All right.
I give
So-
yip to blah blah.
Say
Blah, blah.
again?
I give yip to blah 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 blah.
Oh, okay. So you, all right, you give the pup to Krinoa. And so the two of you are going to sneak up. All right, so you guys are going to sneak up around the tree line and take a peek and look down into the what do I call it? Not a grotto, but whatever.
A grove?
The clearing. And so I need both Epsyonz and noforn to roll me a stealth check. I believe. Character sheet. So you'll find the stealth skill should be right above your survival skill. What is the stealth skill for each of you?
Mine's 3.
5 and a 3.
yours is 5.
Okay. All right. So then basically what you're going to do is, again, rolling a d20. You roll a d20 and you add that number to whatever you get on the roll.
I got a 23 in total.
Okay.
I got a 21.
Nice. You guys easily sneak up. You crawl through the trees a little, you bend down a little bit, and once you get closer and closer to the grove, that's the word I was looking for, the grove. You basically start crawling through the foliage and peek up around a small little ravine, or peek down at the ravine that they're in. They're actually near the spring in the grove. You see 6 goblins sort of like milling about. They look like they have a loose encampment here. The goblins do not have any kind of insignia or banner on them. They look like they're dressed in like the roughest kind of gear possible, like very tribal. But so they don't appear to be for any kind of army like the Great Kingdom or the Theocracy of the Pale, which are the border kingdoms there. And but they're 6 goblins. You know that goblins individually are pretty weak. As a group, they can be pretty strong. But now you know that you have basically, based upon the way the grove is laid out, you think that even your non-sneaky party members could probably get up to the tree line, and that you could potentially rush and ambush them if you wanted, or whatever you want to do. Obviously, at this point, your best bet is to at least go back to the team and share what you found. So I need you to unless you want to do any whisper role playing while you're sitting there.
Yeah. What do you think, Yawn? Should we go back and tell them what we found? I'm kind of curious as to why they're here.
John could kill all, but I think you're right.
Okay.
Go back.
All right, let's go back.
Okay, both of you roll me stealth checks again. This time you're rolling at advantage, which means you roll 2d20, and you pick the higher dice of the two.
They're both 12, so I got 15.
So 21 and a 15?
23.
22, okay, 20. Basically, yeah. So you easily beat the passive perception of all of them, and make your way back to the group. And you know, the elf and the gnome and the human are looking at you, you know, with wide eyes and curiosity.
Yawn, do you want to explain to them in detail to what we found?
Goblins. Dumb goblins. 6 of them.
Yes.
Yawn want to kill.
Seems like there is no affiliation with them, but I'm curious. Krinoa, you do speak Goblin, right? Do you think we'd be able to speak to them to see where they come from, or are you uncomfortable with that?
I mean, I don't, although I don't speak Goblin, I do have, admittedly, a certain disdain for them since during the wars they killed a lot of my people. But I can't let vengeance guide me. My most important purpose is that making sure that all of you are safe. However, if we do want to look into the situation further, since I think we're a capable team, maybe we could, if you're all interested in looking into this further and engaging, and I trust and have faith in all of you.
Okay. We'll give you vengeance on your behalf.
Corporal Culver chimes in at this and says, the thing is, do you all think that they'll hear us coming, you know, or do you think there's a viable ambush tactic here?
Yes. I believe that me and Yawn can set up positions first, and when you hear us engaged in battle, then you guys can come running, and you can be staged at a close enough distance to where they don't hear you, so you can be there quicker.
Oh, okay. Because I'm not so good at sneaking, you know. You're pretty sure we can close a bit of the gap?
Maybe.
Well, I'm forgiving it to go. You say that they had no banner.
No banner. No.
What sort of gear were they wearing?
They're just rugged. Nothing crazy.
I'll bet you they're scavs. They're probably not affiliated with any particular nation and are just roaming scavengers. I feel like either that or a scarier prospect would be that they're spies of some kind. That seems unlikely, though. I think that is definitely worth doing for us to, if you feel like we can accomplish this ambush. It will be a bit of a challenge, but the numbers look good, honestly. I know there are a little bit more of them, but basically, for it to be on equal footing, there should be like 2 goblins per each one of us. And so, in a way, the numbers actually are in our favor, I believe. It's up to you all. If you want to ambush these things or avoid them, I'll follow your lead.
We should. I believe
Goblin is Yawn's favorite enemy.
Ooh. Well, just to confirm, are we going to wait until you let us know to ambush, or we're just gonna go for it? Because I'm down for it. I'm absolutely up for either. I love vengeance and I love teamwork.
I like the spirit. I believe we should all try to ambush at once, as to not delay any gaps between engagement.
Okay.
All right. So then you all have decided. Now, what I'm having you do, I'm switching to the scene. We're going to roll for initiative here in a second. But first, I'm going to have you guys roll with advantage to get into position at the edge of the grove. You're all rolling a stealth check. And so you look at your skill where it says stealth, and that number is what you're going to add to the roll. And since you're rolling an advantage, you get to roll 2d20 and pick the best of the 2 die. And just so you know, because of the layout of the grove and the thickness in the tree line and the loudness of the spring close to them and the loudness of the stream, your DC is going to be really low. So, which is a good thing for you guys. So let's have you guys, I'm going to call out the rolls, and then we'll do the same thing for initiative. Enara, what was your stealth roll?
So I got 11 and I have 3, so 14.
Perfect. The DC was 10. So Krinoa, what was yours?
I got 17 plus 1 stealth, so that's 18.
Good. Very good. Leoro.
8 plus 3, so 11.
Perfect. 10, again, 10's the DC. Yawn.
17 plus 5, 22.
Nice. Super stealthy. You guys even lost track of where he's at. And Culver. Culver is surprisingly sneaky. He outdid himself. He surprised himself. All right.
Bamboozled us.
So now,
It's my hand.
did we show these to the folks yet, or did I just show them to you guys individually?
Oh no, not yet, not yet.
Yeah,
Okay.
just
So this is, I didn't have any clerics or warriors in a gnome or like halfling size. So this is the closest thing that I had for Krinoa. And this is Leoro. He's like, looks almost exactly like the picture that you guys see there. Well, it's on the other screen, obviously. I couldn't really fit the pictures in this one because, it's a bit smaller and everything. And this is the sorceress, at least in the way she looks right now. Oh, I did forget lots to keep track of. I did forget one thing. Obviously, at certain times of the day or traveling, when she's actually about to go to the bathroom. I was gonna say there are certain times of the day where she would need to. I'll wait till she gets back. At any rate, here's Yawn and Yip. So
cute.
I'm gonna draw. Here's the natural spring flowing out of the ground in the grove. I'm gonna have you guys coming up from this way. So now that you're back, I was telling them that something I forgot to have you do each day. What's on your spell, Disguise Self? What's the amount of time that it lasts?
I don't know if it said.
It does. It'll have a duration.
Okay. I'm gonna have to look it up.
Oh, 1 hour
Oh, okay.
without
It's only 1
concentration.
hour. Okay.
Mhm.
So luckily, part of her disguise is actually just this oversized cloak that she wears, so that what she can do is every hour or so when she feels like she needs to. At night, she doesn't have to worry about it as much, but during the day, she can just hide herself and cast her spell under her cloak. But I'm going to say that during your travel together, both Yip and Krinoa kind of noticed that she does seem a little strange the way she sometimes hides herself, and it seems like she's doing something under her cloak. So they have sort of noticed her a few times, not all the time. She's pretty good at it. She's gotten really good at it, but there's something like that she's doing. Obviously, it doesn't seem nefarious, but it is something at least you, in the back of your mind, to take note of, Krinoa and Yip Yip. And I'm going to, for you guys, break out the trees.
Tree.
We get your parents.
Mama, papa.
Now I don't have enough trees to be as thick as it kind of should be, so you just sort of need to. These are the biggest ones, the best ones to hide in, use in combat or whatever, right?
Nice.
Some thick trees.
Into the thick of it. Those are really nice trees.
Mhm. Nice.
Starting to look like Canada.
This is cool. I like the
So
trees.
pretty. Yeah.
Thank you. Got some bushes.
Ooh.
All right.
That's where I just came from.
Big trees and bushes.
And I was a
already-
hydrated elf.
Picked out the
I just let it
goblins.
go.
So I'm gonna spread these trees out a bit
Jealous.
more because it is a grove, and the goblins are kind of actually reattach that bush to the tree. There we go. The goblins are kind of spread out a little bit. These two are playing with each other. There's like a little campfire right here. Oh, you know what? Just realized. There we go. Put a little bit more light on it. How's that?
Ooh, very nice.
So 3 of them are around the campfire. One of them is over here with his back turned to you guys, getting water from the spring. These 2 guys are over here like play fighting with each other. And you guys have basically come to the edge of the tree line. Kind of spread out a little bit. The sneakier ones are a little closer. And then, I completely forgot. I need to get Corporal Culver.
Yes, he's important.
Where are you at, Corporal Culver? All right. Yeah, this will work. Druid and Starkity are going to giggle because I'm using Rylar. All right. So,
Nice.
basically, these are the positions that I have you guys in. Can you guys see okay?
Yep.
For the most part?
Perfect.
All right. So now, see that at the bottom of the screen, what does that say?
Roll for initiative.
Roll
For initiative. There you go. All right,
Yeah.
I'm going to roll for Captain Culver here. Bring up his character sheet.
We're just doing one die.
Yeah, you're going to roll a d20,
Okay.
and your sheet should have a box in the middle that says initiative. Real quick, I'm pretty sure only one of you has the alert feat. So I think Yawn is the one with the alert feat, and he has like an 8 + 8. So you're gonna add that whatever that modifier is. It should be, make sure that I didn't mess up. That initiative number should be the same as your dex modifier. Does
Where
that seem-
would that be?
So if you look at your dexterity score
Yes.
in the little circle, is the modifier.
Is the 3, yeah.
Yep. So, but you, because you have the alert feat, you get to add 5 to that 3 for a total of an 8, which is
8,
why
yes.
initiative in yours is an 8. But everybody else, I just want to make sure that your initiative number equals your dexterity modifier.
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
Yes.
So you're going to add that number to whatever d20 you roll, and then I'm going to start off. Enara, what is your initiative?
15.
Okay. Krinoa,
10.
10. Okay. Leoro,
23.
dang.
Okay.
Yawn,
Jesus. I got an 18.
18. And Culver got a that.
Y'all never heard of number that.
And I'm gonna roll only 2 different initiatives for. I'm gonna basically break the goblins up into 2 different groups, and roll 1 initiative for each group for simplicity's sake. And they get that. Oh wow.
That's not good.
Okay, so then. You notice, whoa, that pencil just broke. You notice that the goblins apparently have leather armor and shields. Some of them sport maces, some of them sport morning stars, some of them sport scimitars. Each of them has a short bow. And because you have snuck up on them though, even though I've taken your initiatives down, I'm gonna let you guys get 1 whole round with your characters before they even get to go. So once you have done that, then we'll go into initiative order. Now we're still gonna use initiative order to determine which of you guys go first and then next. But they won't get a turn until you guys have all done 1 turn first. So we're gonna start off with Leoro. You had the highest initiative, so you get to go first. So you, on your character sheet, it shows you what your movement is. It's 30 feet, which is basically, I think it's like 6 of these squares. So
Okay.
you tell me where you would like to, your character's here.
Mhm.
What would you like to do first off?
How many squares is it to that first goblin? Right on the
This
our
one right
side
here?
of the stream. Yes.
It's going to be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55. He's roughly 55 to 60 feet away.
Okay. I believe Thorn Whip is 30 feet, the range.
If that's what it says, I don't remember. I'll trust you have looked it up. And,
Okay. I'd like to move right on the edge of 30 feet to be able
Okay.
to cast Thorn Whip. on
Perfect.
that,
All right.
goblin.
So this would be the 30-foot mark. And I believe you're right. Your character can move 30 feet. So you're going to go right out in the open, and you're going to cast Thorn Whip. So basically, for folks in the audience, what happens is he creates a magical whip of thorns that grows quickly out of his staff, and he snaps at the creature. And I believe it can pull him to you too, right? Does the spell here? I'll look it up.
But it's 1d6 damage, and
So it looks like It is, you create a long vine-like whip. You have to make a melee spell attack against the target. So, if you scroll down on your character sheet to the, I think it's the 3rd page, you will see what your spell attack bonus is. What is that number?
6.
So you're going to take that 6, you're going to add it to a d20. You roll 1 d20 and you add the 6 to it. And you have to basically beat his armor class. And I won't tell you what his armor class is until you guys have made a few attack rolls and gotten close or missed or whatnot. So go ahead and roll me a d20, add that 6 to it, and tell me what you get.
So I rolled a 9 plus 6, that'll be 15 total.
Okay. You apparently just barely hit him with your thorn whip. Okay. And so I believe he takes 1d6 piercing damage, and he's pulled 10 feet closer to you. So roll me a d6, and he is suddenly yanked back 10 feet towards you.
I got a 5.
Okay. So I'm gonna use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is gonna be goblin number 1. Goblin number 2. 3. 4. 6. All right, goblin number 1 takes 5 points of damage. Is yanked towards you. He lets out a squeal, and this is all happening at the same time. So, you basically guys are all going close to the same time in the same 6 seconds. So next is going to be Yawn.
Yeah. I have a 35 feet. Am I able to get to?
Yes, you do. I believe this is your character, right?
Yes.
He's exactly 35 feet away from you.
Woohoo! Let's go! Yeah.
All right. So you see where he was yanked by his magical thorn whip. His arm is kind of torn open. Now you've closed the distance with the little guy, thanks to your druid friend pulling him closer. What do you do?
I'd like to attack him with my short swords.
Okay.
If I can.
Make an attack roll. Roll a d20. You're gonna add I think we figured it out, it's 6, right? For your short swords. So you roll a d20 and add 6 to it.
14.
You just barely miss.
Oh no, I mean like the d6 is the d20 is a 14, so plus the.
Oh,
you
rolled a 14 on the d20, and then you have the plus 6, so you got a total of a 20. So that's definitely a hit. And honestly, he was only at 2 hit points, so your minimum damage, you guys see Yip just run up there and basically slice this thing's shoulder wide open, and it slumps to the ground dead.
Boom.
He hit it hard. And I'm just gonna take them off the board when they're dead.
Yawn, he exploded. What'd you do to him?
Yeah.
Okay. So that was Yawn's turn. Enara, it's your turn.
So my movement is 30.
Yes.
I wanted to use Firebolt, but I see that it's like, I don't really know what the range is for it, sorry.
Sure. Let me find it for you real quick here. I'm pretty sure it's 100 feet, but...
Okay.
Or 60. It's one of the two. It should say right there in the spell description, but...
Oh, it's 120.
120.
Oh, 120. Yeah. Okay. Perfect.
Wow,
so yes,
that's
120 and said D10 if you hit. So
Okay.
just like with noforn, if you scroll down to your third page, you'll see your spell attack modifier. What is that total there?
Modifier or attack bonus?
Sorry, the spell attack bonus, yeah.
Okay, so that's 6.
All right, so you're gonna add 6 to whatever you roll when you roll a d20.
Okay.
First off, though, I suppose, do you want to stay in cover since, let's see, and you have to decide, let's see, 5. You can target any of these goblins on the map.
Wow.
I'll stay in cover.
Okay, so you'll stay behind this tree. Which one do you want to shoot at?
The closest one on the right.
So this guy right here, number 2.
Yeah,
Okay,
number 2.
roll that d20 and add the 6 to it.
So sad. 8.
Oh, yeah. So you guys see her shoot her firebolt, and it goes far, but it also goes wide. And basically impacts a tree in the distance beyond the goblin. And he looks over his head in utter shock.
I'm out of practice.
Yep. And next is going to be
shot.
Krinoa.
All right. Let me see. I would like to try to hit the goblin that Enara just got while they're distracted. I do have Guiding Bolt, which is 120 feet. Not sure if I can make it there.
By the way, I'm assuming that Yip Yip would have been like running. You would have had him hide behind that tree, right?
We hunt
Because he's
together.
not really ready for combat yet because he's so young.
Oh, no, okay.
He's a
Yeah.
baby.
He stays next to the Tan's character.
Okay, all right. He's gonna stay next to. All right. So you're gonna. I'm assuming you still want to stay in cover, but a little closer to the tree, and you're gonna cast
Yes.
Guiding Bolt. You want to shoot at the
Yes.
same one that got missed, or a different one?
The one that got missed. I'm
All right,
hoping
this
that
guy over here,
causes
number 2. All right.
distractions.
Now, what is your spell
Exactly.
attack modifier?
It is also 6.
I had a feeling.
So,
yeah.
yeah.
Go ahead and
I will roll d20.
roll that d20. Add that 6 on there.
Oh no. The 9 total.
Oh, okay. So one of her first level spells slots is used up. Don't forget to remember that. You know, make a note of that.
Mhm.
And
Roll
her
more fun for us.
golden guiding bolt ends up impacting this tree over here, right over the goblin's head. And now he's really like peeing himself.
They're distracting.
Yeah, now
We're enjoying
Culver,
the trees.
Culver moves up. And he's going to 5, 10, 15, 20. He's going to pull up next to the druid. Give him a little wink and fire his longbow, which I believe also has like 120 feet or something. It's like really long. He is, I think, let me double check. Didn't write it on here. Yeah, he's got a longbow. He also misses with his arrow shot. He's shooting at this one over here, the number 5, and it impacts, like it grazes the goblin's armor and plunks into the ground. And the goblin looks down at the arrow that's in the ground, like wondering where that came from. Because he's just not very observant that this stuff is happening. So that was the first surprise round. And now we're going to start all over. Because again, now's when the goblins will get to go, but we're starting off with first Leoro. You still had the first initiative, so you get to take another turn.
Cool. Leoro takes the initiative of his bonus action for casting Shillelagh to his wooden staff.
Okay, good. Look at the puppers.
She wants to play too.
That's not yip yip.
No.
All right.
It's yap yap.
Yeah.
Yeah, that looks like a ferocious wolf for sure.
Good.
Okay, so you use your bonus action to turn your staff magical, effectively. What else do you want to do?
Out of character question, is that stream, is that walkable, or is that pretty deep?
It is walkable, but it would be effectively difficult terrain, which means that it slows your movement to half.
Okay.
But that also applies to them as well. So.
Gotcha. Okay. I would like to walk to the edge of the stream to where.
Okay.
So Leoro will walk to the edge of the stream before actually entering it.
All right. That's 25 feet, so you only have five more feet of movement anyway.
Gotcha. And I don't know if that's far enough for Thorn Whip.
It is. This guy is exactly in 30 feet from you. That's number 5.
Okay. The Leoro will cast Thorn Whip onto the goblin to the far
Great.
left.
Make your spell attack. Make your spell attack again. Roll a d20 and add that 6.
Okay, so I got 19 total.
That's definitely a hit. Roll me your d6 for damage.
6.
6. He gets jerked back towards the water, and his neck is all bloody from being whipped. And that is number 5. You said 6 damage, correct?
Yes, correct.
Okay, cool. Alrighty. So that was Leoro's turn. Now it's Goblin Group 1, which is 1, 2, and 3. Of course, 1 is already dead, so it's just 2 and 3. They freak out and get angry, and this guy moves over here. This guy's gonna back up his buddy. Both of them are gonna pull out their short bows. And they're both gonna fire at the ranger just because he's the closest one to them, and they're dumb goblins. And what is your AC, Yawn? I believe it's 17 or 16, I forget.
My armor class is 16.
16, okay. That bonus to hit. First one, the first one gets a hit with his short bow into your shoulder.
Ouch.
The second one just misses. It basically kind of glances off your armor. You feel the sting of that arrow go into your shoulder for a whopping 3 points of damage. I rolled minimum damage. So what you do is where it shows your hit points, which I believe is what, 9 or 10? I forget. Maybe it's more than that.
Hit point maximum? Is that the one?
Your
13.
What?
13.
Your hit point maximum is 13? Oh, really? I mean, I believe you. I just needed to double check that I didn't make a mistake. And that is...
Because your constitution?
My constitution's at 16.
Yeah, so he has a +3, and then he rolled up. Of course, he's a warrior class, so he has 10. So yeah, 13. That is correct. All right. Mm-hmm. So yeah, you take 3 points of damage. So what you'll want to do is either on a separate piece of paper or on your character sheet, if you want to, just do the math, and now you're down to 10 hit points. Like where it says current hit points is where you would put the new number. If you reach 0 hit points, then you start to go into death saves. No, it's not instant death. To truly be instant death, a creature would have to hit you for your total hit point value twice. So in your hit point value into the negative. So for example, if you had 8 hit points and you got hit by, I don't know, a giant for 16 hit points of damage, it would insta-kill you. But if you have 8 hit points and you get hit for 9, it doesn't kill you, it just puts you unconscious at 0, and then you start making death saves.
Okay.
So for now though, you've only taken a scratch, 3 hit points. A little more than a scratch. There's a little crossbow or a little arrow sticking out of you. All right. So, and that was number 2 and 3. They both missed. Well, one hit, one missed. They're done, which is going to be initiative. That one, 21. Next is going to be Yawn. It is your turn, sir.
But since I have character, since I have an arrow in the shoulder, does that cause me some hindrances on some aspects?
No. 5th Ed tries to simplify combat. You don't have to worry about a lot of those kinds of really realistic style kinds of things. It doesn't get super in-depth into that kind of stuff. So, no. Basically, the idea of hit points isn't necessarily that they're actual health points. It's more like kind of how many hits you can take before your luck runs out, in a way. It's not a direct correlation, but that's sort of the concept. So you don't have to worry about the arrow in your thing. That can be dealt with after combat.
Okay. I don't really see myself. Where do I reach for the goblins?
So you have enough movement that you could easily close the gap and confront both of these goblins at the same time if you wanted to. Is that something your character would do? Is that what you want to do? Okay.
Go big or go home. My character is a savage.
Yes, he is.
Go.
So do you want to direct all of your attacks onto one of them or one on each of them?
We'll do one on each.
Okay. Roll me your attack against number 2 first.
It is
D20 plus that 6.
yes, that's it. I got 15.
15 is Exacxes. So now you guys as players, can kind of get a sense of what their AC is. Go ahead and roll me your attack on number 3 as well, with the other one. So I believe I need to double check something about
15.
Rangers. So what'd you get for the attack on number 3?
15 total.
15. Okay, so 2 15. So each one was hit. So roll me. For number 2, you get to add your strength modifier, but I'm not. Let me double check something about 5e Rangers, because I'm pretty sure it might be something you have to pick later on as you've leveled up, before you can actually get full damage with your second attack. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the fighting style. Yeah. So any character can have a weapon in each hand and get 2 attacks. The thing is the second attack does not let you use your strength modifier as a bonus to the damage until you get the 2-weapon fighting style, which you can pick later on, and I'm sure you will, but you don't get that until level 2 or 3. So for now, against number 2, you roll a d6 and add 4. Against number 3, it's just a straight d6.
I gotta roll now.
Yeah, roll me a d6, and then you add 4 to it. and that will be the damage that you do with your attack against the second.
So I
goblin.
just rolled a 4, and we gotta add a 4 to it, right?
Yeah, so that's a total of 8. All right. So you run number 2 through his neck. He's dead, straight up dead.
Woo!
And
now number
That's
3, you just roll a
It's
d6
just
and add nothing to
just
it.
okay. 6.
Nice.
Nice.
He's his gut is split open, but he's still alive. He's barely hanging on. Alrighty.
I know what you ate.
So Yawn's done. Next is going to be Enara.
I'd like to move a little bit closer to maybe have a better view after my miss.
All right. Where do you want to? Where do you want to stay in cover, or do you just want to go out in the open?
I'll go out in the open. That's fine.
All right. 5,
Now that
10,
one is dead.
15, 20, 25, 30. Is this a good spot, or do you want to be closer on this side?
Maybe a little to the right. Yeah.
Right here, maybe?
Yeah. That's perfect.
All right. Who are you going to shoot?
John's
Not
scared gonna get shot.
Not gonna shoot you. I promise. This is a trust building exercise. The one in the middle, but on the closer side,
This guy?
to the left of you.
Oh, you mean the one that's engaged with him?
No, aren't there some in the back? Right? No.
Yeah, there's.
Those
Yeah,
ones?
you can hit any of them. So you pick
Okay.
which one you want. We have 3, 4, 5, and 6.
I'll aim for 6.
6. Okay.
Okay.
Roll me that d20 and add the 6 to it.
Yay. 22.
Nice. That's a hit. Now you roll me a d10.
And do I also add the 6 to that?
No, the 6 is to determine the hit, and I believe it requires a feat to add your modifier to the damage. So it's just the straight
the-
roll for you.
Okay. I got a 2.
Got a 2. All right. So that was number 6. He gets burned on the face for 2 points of damage. He goes.
I'll take it.
And any bonus actions from you? I don't think you have any, but I just thought I'd ask.
Bonus actions. Where would that be?
It would be like certain kinds of spells say they're a bonus action. Like I shouldn't have asked because I know that I'm pretty sure you don't have any right now. So
I don't think so, no.
yeah, okay. All right. Then next, see, that was Enara. Next is going to be Krinoa.
Great avatar.
Sorry.
Let's see. So we don't know. Is he the goblin that is next to Yawn? We're guessing that he's low on health.
I mean, you don't necessarily know because you're kind of far away. I mean, you've seen that he's, been wounded. It's kind of hard to tell from a distance. Technically, you could use a bonus action to. You would probably want to get a closer visual. But if you move up and take a look, I'll let you use a bonus action to do a medical check at disadvantage to be able to kind of assess how wounded it is. And if you use a bonus action, you can still then take your action.
Okay. If I were to move there, but then do a sacred flame cantrip on the goblin, would that be possible?
Absolutely. Like, I'm pretty sure. What's the range of Sacred Flame?
It is 60 feet.
You could technically stay where you're at and do it. But I was just recommending that if you wanted to do a medical check before doing Sacred Flame, You would need to move, but you don't have to do the medical check. You could just straight up Sacred Flame it.
Yeah, we'll go with the Sacred Flame.
Cool. I believe it's a saving throw, correct?
That I am not sure.
I'm just double checking. I could be remembering wrong. I will frequently mess things up because I go between 3.5 and 5e, so I get stuff confused between the two editions, despite the fact that they're very similar to each other. Yeah, so Sacred Flame, you don't have to make an attack roll. Instead, they have to make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
So you just basically say, my deity is going to erupt some flames under your feet, and they can, dodge out of the way. The thing about this though is if they make their dex save, they take no damage at all. But it's still against some creatures, it's better than an attack roll. So, and you're going after number 3. So he has that for his dex save, and the spell save DC, I believe, for your character is what, 14? Be on that third page.
Yes, spell save DC 14.
Okay, he failed his save, so now you're gonna roll. What is that? A D8, right? No. Yeah, D8 radiant damage. So you guys see her. I don't know. Basically, she kind of holds out her holy symbol, and it glows for a second, and then a flash of radiant flame flashes around the goblin. And go ahead and roll me the damage. Although honestly, it probably doesn't matter because he's at such low health.
Yeah. I rolled an 8 total.
Wow, max damage. He was at 1 hit point, so he basically just explodes into cinders.
Kaboom.
Huzzah for my people!
Yay! Vengeance.
Vengeance.
Kaboom.
All right, and so are you gonna stay put or are you gonna move?
I'll move forward if that's possible, just so that I can get a better view of what's in front of us.
Yeah. And you move 25, right?
Yes.
All right, so 25, and you have the pup fellow behind you, right?
Yeah.
Or do you have him stay behind the tree?
I'm worried about him. So, I mean, if we can leave him back there.
Okay.
But
He's got the cover. All right. All right, so that was Krinoa's turn. Now it is Culver's turn. He swears, damn it! We'll get him this time. 5, 10, 15, 20. He's gonna get really close with his longbow. He's gonna take a shot at number 5, the one that was brought closer. It makes you wonder about his skills. He seems really affable and friendly, and you guys are getting along with him really well, but he shoots like way off into the air. He almost drops his bow. I didn't fumble, but I rolled a 2, which is as close to fumbling as you can get. All right.
Corporal, no.
It's dark.
He swears, but he swears in a really polite way. He says, "Drats." So that's Culver's turn. Now it's the goblin's turn. With half movement, this one wades across the stream, but he's partially in the stream. This one runs around this way with his weapon drawn. Oh, again, because he's a stupid goblin. 5, 10, 15. He's just going to move around here. All right, this one's going to make a melee attack against Leoro. This one's going to shoot at Culver. And this one is, he actually does pull out his short bow since he knows he can't make the distance and he's gonna take a shot at Yawn. So I'm gonna start backwards with Yawn. The goblin takes a shot at you. Wow, that's a natural 18, so that's gonna hit. You feel another arrow. This time hits you in the stomach, and Culver. Oh wow. Okay. So that goblin number 4 shooting against Culver fumbles his roll. Seriously?
Is Culver dead?
Well, I rolled really high on his fumble. It's unaware, hit friend to normal damage.
What?
So,
What did I just hear?
yes. The goblin number 4 just shot goblin number 5 in the back for 7 points of damage. So, Leoro, you see the arrow come through the back of his head out of his eye and startle you as he crumbles to the ground in front of you. And now I can do the damage against Yawn. Yawn, you take 5 points of damage this time.
I'd like to call a wambulance.
Yeah, you
I'm
see
on my
him
way
bleeding from a
on.
couple wounds now. He's feeling the pain now. He's got the stress on his face. Oh, by the way, even though that guy got shot in the back of the head, this all happened in the same 6 seconds. So he still gets his attack against Leoro. Did I roll that attack already? I don't think I did I?
No.
So the attack against Leoro. He also rolled a 1. So he fumbled as his dying breath as his buddy shot him in the back of the head. So, yeah. Okay. So that was
What?
So
What does Yawn get the sniper rifles, and over here Roro gets friendly fire?
1, 2, 3. So 4 and 6. So 5 is dead, and 1 is dead. Okay. Now we're back to the top of the round, which is going to be Leoro.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
Am I able to make it to that closest goblin? I think that's 6, right?
You mean move or your thorn whip?
Move.
Oh yeah, you can technically move. Well, the thing is this is across the stream, so and you have a movement of 30, correct?
Yes.
So it would cut it down to 15. So 5, 10, 15. You would be just shy of getting into melee range with him.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just use I'll cast Thorn Whip
Okay.
onto Goblin 6.
It's Goblin 4, but yeah, okay.
Oh, sorry, Goblin 4. And
That's all right. It's all right.
D20,
I'm
right?
sure it's hard for you guys to see what the number is from this angle.
Yeah.
So I got 19 plus 6, which
Oh
is
wow,
a
you rolled a
25.
natural 19. Nice. All right. Roll your d6 against Goblin number 4. And he is dragged into the water.
Just a 1.
Okay.
Bye.
1 damage.
You nicked him for one point of damage. His armor took the brunt of it. And any bonus actions, Leoro? Well, I guess you already shillelagh'd, so there's no need to do more, right? So next is going to be Yawn.
Well, I'm going on the attack.
Move forward and swing.
Yeah. And if
Okay.
I run, I get shot with an arrow.
Yeah.
So I gotta roll a 20, right?
Yes, roll a d20 and add 6 to it.
So I got a 15, so plus 6, 21.
That's a hit. So 15 plus 6 is 21 is a hit. And then roll me your second attack, your bonus action attack.
So the D6.
Yeah. Well, that's the damage. What I like to do is have you roll both attacks first. Unless I think that for sure you're going to kill him with one attack. You may not. So just roll your second attack, which is your bonus action offhand attack. So roll a d20 and add 6.
Nat 20.
Oh, okay. Well, so nat 20 is a crit. So that means that you're going to do double damage. That's a special way of doing double damage that I like to do. So first roll me the damage of your first attack.
5 plus 4, so 9.
Okay. So you run him through the gut. So technically your first attack kills him, but you still got your second attack off, which was the crit. Now the way crits work is I take the maximum that you can roll, which is a 6, and add it to your modifier. So you got a 10. Now I want you to roll again that d6, and you're going to add that to base effectively max damage.
4.
So you did 14 points of damage. First, you run him through, killing him instantly with one hand, and with the other hand, you literally lop his head right off.
Oh, nice.
Little goblin, go bye-bye.
Snack for Yip Yip.
Yeah. The burnt face was the beef jerky for Yip Yip.
Yeah, got rid of the
We're just
parasite.
feeding everything to you. He gonna be big.
All right, so now it's Enara's turn.
I'd like to move a little bit closer to the stream.
Sure.
Maybe next to Leoro.
Oh, okay, you were here.
If not, that's okay.
You can move to
No,
here.
Okay, that's fine. Alrighty. Let me roll. I got a 2, so that would be 8.
Okay. Your firebolt impacts the water next to him. You see a splash and a sizzle.
Oh, he's at a spa. I like this.
Yeah.
All right. So, see, that was Enara. Next is going to be Krinoa.
I would like to help Yawn with his wounds despite his great victory, just in case something crazy were to happen. At that point, would it be possible to do cure wounds or no? Because it has a range of
You have
touch.
a
I have to be like
25-foot
right
move.
next to him, right?
He's 30 feet away, and cure wounds requires a touch. However, don't you have healing word as one of your first level spells?
I do, yes. So could
healing
I do
word
that?
is a ranged heal.
Okay.
So
Perfect.
you could easily do a healing word, which is, I believe, it's
bonus
a
action.
D4 plus a modifier. Double check. I don't have this one super memorized because healing word doesn't exist in 3.5.
It's 60 feet and a bonus action.
Yeah, it is a bonus action heal. So you can actually still also cast a spell after this if you want.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
so healing word, you use your bonus action. It's going to be D4 plus your spellcasting modifier. So it's going to be a D4 plus your wisdom modifier, which is a 4. So that will be how much you'll give him back in hit points. And there's no rolls to make other than the amount. So roll me a D4 and add 4 to it.
Oh, I got a 4, and then plus 4, so that's 8 total.
All right, so Yawn, you get 8 hit points healed back to you at range from her healing word.
Blah blah. Yeah.
Thank you, Yawn, for your
Right.
valiant
So,
courage.
and now for your action, what do you want to do?
Possibilities. Let me see.
Oh wow. I'm full health.
Nice.
You're welcome,
That's,
comrade. Let me see. I guess since
You can do Sacred Flame again if you want to. I'm just throwing that out. I'm not saying you should. I'm just saying you can if you want to.
I'm skeptical on what the rolls are gonna be.
Well, remember,
Why
Sacred
not?
Flame
Why
isn't a
not?
roll from you,
It.
right? Sacred Flame, you don't have to make
yes,
an
it's
attack
a roll
roll.
for the.
They have to make a saving throw.
Okay, you're right. Yes. Okay, why not? Yes, we'll do that.
Okay, so you use your cantrip Sacred Flame on the remaining goblin. He rolls a saving throw or not, and he fails to save. So you get to roll a
Hooray.
d6 damage on that last goblin.
I rolled a 6.
Wow.
That's max damage, and that's one crispy goblin. He dies in the stream.
Delicious.
Die, goblin.
You guys
Being
have
fried
successfully
goblin.
ambushed and defeated the roving scavenger goblin patrol.
Yay!
Nice.
What's the first thing that you do out of combat there, Krinoa?
I think I would like to just check in on everybody. Krinoa just goes up to everyone, making sure that, like, hey, are you all okay? How's everyone feeling? Just making sure that everyone's health is good.
Gotcha. When you check in with everybody, you find that Yawn is still a little bit wounded, I believe, right? Or no, you were down. She healed you for Exaxes, didn't she? You're back up to. Yeah, okay, never mind. You check in with everybody. Everybody seems okay, right? No one else was wounded, correct?
I don't believe
All right.
so.
And Corporal Culver says, that was wonderful tactics. You all did amazing. We just came out of the forest like a blitzkrieg and annihilated them. I'm so proud to join you all today, and we did a good thing for the service of the kingdom. I'm taking out these buggers. They're nasty critters that would as soon as skin us alive as anything. This seems like a good place for us to camp before. I believe there's only another day or so before we potentially make it to the tower. So it seems like a good place beautiful place to camp and rest for a bit extra. What do you all think?
Sounds great. We
Sounds
deserve
good.
it.
Gotcha.
Yawn want to look around with Yip Yip, just in case.
That's good thinking. That's good thinking, Yawn. There might be more bad guys around. Yes, feel free to scout about, and I'll get to start on a campfire and such.
Sounds like a plan.
All right, so I'm just gonna exposition. Well, go ahead and roll me. For those who are gonna scout around, who all's gonna scout around? Okay, so the two forest guys, you're gonna be rolling
Stay with you.
investigation, effectively, which isn't the best for Yawn, but is probably super good for Leoro. But again, because you have Yip Yip with you, I'm gonna have you roll at advantage. So you're rolling 2d20s, but I believe your investigation is what? A plus one? Yeah. So so your character is technically slightly above average in intelligence, even though he doesn't seem like it. He's just very clever, you know? Because just because somebody doesn't seem very articulate doesn't mean they're not clever, and your character is definitely clever. But the sharpest person here for sure, intelligence-wise, is Leoro. And so you both roll investigation checks. You add that investigation modifier to whatever you roll.
Okay.
Just Yawn, you get to roll 2d20 and pick the best die and add the 1 to it.
I got a 12 in total.
Okay.
I got a.
The place seems fairly clear to you. How about Leora? What'd you get?
I rolled a 1.
All right, the place seems clear to you as well.
You went like this.
Yeah, they
can
give you
see.
guys the A-OK, and you all make camp for the night.
Easy.
And as you all sit down to break bread together after your first victory. Obviously, when you make camp, Corporal Culver recommends that we, drag the bodies out of the stream and drag them off into a hole somewhere or something to get them out of this your campsite. And so you guys take the extra time to do that. Does anybody say anything over the corpses of your slain enemies, or you just forget about them?
Could we check their gear?
Oh,
You
yeah.
can. As you search the goblins, these were very poor scavs. They didn't have a lick of value on them. Even their gear was of poor quality, not even something that if you tried to drag into a merchant to sell would be worth anything.
Yip takes a pee on them.
Okay.
Would Krinoa say anything as a cleric, maybe?
Maybe, maybe not. It's going to be up to her because,
Yeah.
yes, she's a cleric, but she's she's also got her own kind of demons to deal with internally regarding goblins.
Mhm.
So would you say
She's conflicted.
would you say that she sort of just lets them drag the bodies off into a hole and says nothing?
I would say that Krinoa kind of looks conflicted. Her eyebrows are furrowed as she tries to decide whether or not she can, provide any blessings for the lost lives there. But she remembers the words of her deity, and that regardless of the being evil or good, to try to protect those all living beings. So, if she can cast a blessing or anything for these lives, she decides to do so.
Okay, so you guys see after a while, she's a bit conflicted, but she eventually does basically say a few words, something to the effect of, may their souls be at peace as they were not in life. And you guys make camp, and this is your first time sitting around the campfire talking about your first success in combat. We'll just take a few minutes to chat about that. What is each of you? I'd like to hear. Your characters are talking to each other, but I want to hear what one kind of sentence, one thing that each character says to the group about what happened. So I'll start with Corporal Culver. He already says, it was a fine battle. It was. I'm sure if we had a bard with us, it would be for a great storytelling.
Yes. I know that this past week hasn't been as exciting as expected, but that last battle was quite amusing. Corporal Culver, I don't mean to insult your experience, but where did your bow get crafted?
He says, I don't blame you. I must admit, my shots were a bit awry, but I can promise you, if I have to get dusty up close and personal, I can equip myself quite well. Don't you worry about me. I may not be the finest archer, but I can crack a skull with the best of them.
See,
He shows you his
I commend
hammer.
your companionship, Culver.
Copacabana, funny fighter.
Oh my God.
Yawn is quite tired.
He seems delirious. I can't blame him. He did take quite a bit of damage there, but I'm happy that everyone was able to make it out safe.
Yes.
I noticed
Yes.
damage. See, clean.
He took a bit of damage, but he also dished out quite a bit.
Indeed.
Truly.
Indeed.
Yes. You all did amazingly. I must admit, I did not do as well as I could in all my years. I've never missed as much as I have, but I promise to keep trying my best next time. I'm 180 years old. Don't look at me like that, okay?
I don't doubt that at all.
We have no doubts in your ability, Enara.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Yip barks at you.
Well, I'm excited by the success that we've had this fine day, but let's not be too overly. We must keep ourselves measured, because I have a feeling that tomorrow, if we make it to the tower, that real challenges face us. We must be cautious. I could be wrong. It could just be an empty nothing. But my gut tells me that we don't know what's coming, and we need to be vigilant.
Yes. And we shall.
And I'm grateful that I was assigned to you all, and can't wait to see what we accomplish together. With that, you guys rest for the night and your first level up. So I'll let you guys tell me if you want to. So this is about when we were like planning to wrap up. But I can go a little long if you want to do the level up right now on stream, or if you guys would prefer to do it off stream. I suppose it'll be easier for me to help you if we just do it right now. It shouldn't take too long, to be honest with you. Does that sound like a plan?
Yeah, I'm fine with that, if everyone's okay
let
with
me
it.
bring up. I'm just going to go left to right, the folks I see on screen in Discord. It'll probably be a little, actually I'll do it, never mind, I'll do it by left to right, people I see on the stream. So we're going to go with Enara first. I just Googled your name instead of sorcerer.
Oh.
Don't think I was going to find a character class named Enara.
At least you double checked.
So first off, for your level up, roll me a d6.
Okay.
And tell me what you got.
I got a 2. It's
You got
like my
a 2.
fourth one.
Okay. That's a bummer, but that's all right.
Yeah.
What's your con
Why?
modifier?
My what? Sorry,
What's your constitution modifier?
3.
Okay, so you're going to take that 3, add to your roll for a total of 5, and that is what you add to your hit point maximum.
Okay.
And then in the character sheet where it says your hit dice, you're going to change that from a 1d6 to a 2d6.
Okay.
Next, by going up to second level, you're going to get the ability, you'll probably want to write this in your features and traits. It's called Font of Magic. Man, sorcerers are so much different than they were in 3.5e. What the heck is Font of Magic? You tap into a deep wellspring of magic within yourself. It's represented by sorcery points, which allow you to create a variety of magical effects. Oh, okay, all right. So you have sorcery points. You currently, so you want to, maybe in your features and traits or in another spot on your sheet where it makes sense to you, write that you, make sure you note that you have sorcery points equals 2. You have 2 sorcery points. And those sorcery points let you do interesting things with your spells. For example, you can use your, let's see, all right. All right, so first off, you regain all spent sorcery points when you finish a long rest, just like you'll regain all your spell slots when you finish a long rest. A long rest is like 8 hours or more. A short rest is like a lunch break, a 1 hour lunch break. So with the Font of Magic, you have flexible casting, and what that means is Well, I think you can probably read it there. You'll want to probably copy and paste it into your sheet or put it somewhere where it makes sense to you. You can basically create spell slots by using sorcery points. So it's almost like if you expend those 2 sorcery points, it'll give you 1 free extra first level spell slot. So in a way, it's like you have a 3rd extra spell slot, if that makes sense. And then additionally, it looks like you get another cantrip. No, excuse me, not another cantrip. Another spell that you know and another spell slot. So you're going to have 3 spell slots instead of 2. And you get to pick another first level spell that you know on top of it. My recommendation is Magic Missile, since you can't miss with Magic Missile. Sorry, I didn't mean that to be a dig.
No, I deserve it.
No, but seriously, Magic Missile, it's not high damage, but it's for those rare times when you just have to hit. You know, when something's weak, it's at the end of its, ropes and you're ready to kill it, or, whatever. So that's just, you can pick whatever you want. Look through the list, pick whatever you want, but Magic Missile is a good go-to.
I was thinking about that one, so that's...
Alrighty, and I think that's it for your level up. So, do you have any questions?
So just to confirm, you had said 1 spell, right?
Yeah, it looks like at 2nd level you have 3 spells that you know and 3 spell slots. So effectively you get to get 1 more slot and known.
Cool.
Alrighty. So next we're gonna go with the cleric. Whoops. All right, at 2nd level. I just realized something. You and I forgot to pick your divine domain.
Domain expansion?
Okay,
Sorry.
it's not Jujutsu Kaisen. Sorry, no.
I know. Alas.
So for divine domain means, so you can choose 1 domain related to your deity. So you'll, when you get a chance, do this offline and you can hit me up in DMs or whatever, but you're gonna need to pick a domain that's associated with your god, and it will grant you a special spell related to that domain. That's a once per long rest spell. So it's like an extra spell slot. And it gives you the special channel divinity ability. No, actually, it doesn't give you that. That comes at 2nd level. So you'll also want to write in your features and traits that you know how channel divinity once per rest. And channel divinity is, there are a few neat things that you can do with channel divinity. The main thing is you can turn undead. In the classic sense, when turning undead means you present your holy symbol. It's like the classic in Dracula where they present the cross and the undead creature shrinks away from it. This is you presenting your holy symbol, and undead creatures will run away from you in fear. So that's one thing you get at 2nd level. You also will get a divine domain feature, and again, look that up, and if you have questions, hit me up in DMs. And finally, you get 1 more one more 1st level spell slot. So you should now have 3 1st level spell slots. And then now let's go ahead and roll your hit points. I believe you're rolling a D8, correct?
That's for the hit dice, right?
Yeah, so your hit die is what die you roll for your hit points. It also reflects when you take a short or long rest, you roll those dice to heal up a certain amount. But it also indicates what you're rolling each time you level up. So I believe for a cleric it's a D8, correct?
Yeah. And then
So you're going to change that 1d8 to a 2d8. And go ahead and roll a d8 and add your Constitution modifier to the roll.
Okay. So I got a 4, con
Right.
modifier of +3, which is 7.
Yeah, so you add 7 to your hit point maximum, and that's your new hit point maximum total.
Awesome.
Alrighty. And next is noforn. Noforn, I believe you are also on a D. What is your hit die? It should be on your sheet. Is it D8 or D6?
D8? Yeah, D8.
Okay, D8. So roll me a D8 and then add your con modifier.
Oh, nice. I rolled an 8, so +1, that's a 9.
All right, so you now get to add 9 to your previous hit point total. I should be writing these down. Enara, what's your new hit points?
It should be 15.
15? Okay. And Krinoa, what is your new hit points?
18.
18. And Leora, what is your new hit points?
18.
18. All right, and we'll get to Yawn in a second. So the druid at 2nd level, first off, you're going to get another 1st level spell slot, so change that from 2 to 3. But now is where you pick your druid circle, which you already know your druid circle because you were raised in it, which is the moon circle, right?
Circle of moon, correct.
Yeah, circle of the moon. Okay. And so you'll want to look at Circle of the Moon and see what sort of abilities it gives you and put that in your features and traits.
Okay.
And then don't forget to put Wild Shape in your features and traits. And now you're a proper druid. You can basically beast shape into anything that's a max challenge rating of 1/4. So an example right now is a wolf. But basically, if you want to do 5e stirs by CR. I can list out to you a few things you can turn into if you want to write them down or type them out.
Yeah, I'll write them down.
Okay. Looks like you can do a boar, a constrictor snake, an elk. Wow, this is a lot of stuff. Wow, that's a big list, actually.
Should I just
I'll
pick
just say
like
them
maybe
real quick. Giant badger, giant bat, giant centipede, giant frog, giant lizard, giant owl, giant poison snake, or giant wolf spider. And then also a wolf, an actual wolf. So,
Okay. Cool.
like,
Sounds awesome.
if you want, you can, I'm sure if you type in 5e 2nd level druid wild shape creatures, you can find out what sort of druids, what sort of stuff you can turn into. Okay. And go from there. So I think, so we got your hit points, right? So, yeah, you'll want to go to the Wikidot for the druid and look at wild shape, look at the different beast shapes, and then also there's some rules that apply to you. When you're transformed, you can't cast spells, and your ability to speak or take any action that requires hands is limited to the capabilities of the beast. You retain the benefit of any features from your class, race, or other source, and can use them if the new form is physically capable of doing so. You choose whether your equipment falls to the ground in your space or merges into your new form for the most part, in my worlds, it just your equipment merges into your new form. So you don't get to add on. Like if you're wearing armor and you turn into a wolf, it's not a wolf wearing armor, right? So,
Okay.
Yeah. So I think you can basically read all that stuff and get an understanding. And then of course your druid circle will have some interesting things. So make sure that you take a look at those and put them in your character sheet. And then when you guys are done, make sure that you send me your character sheets and I'll double check them for you and make sure they're all good. But I think that's it, guys. You did amazing for your first time out. Even though there were a lot of misses, some fumbles by the enemy turned out to be pretty good. But I just want to thank you guys once again. It's been an honor and a treat to hang out with you all. And
Likewise.
Yawn has something.
yes, Yawn.
But what about my level up?
Oh, we missed your level up? Holy shit, dude. I'm sorry. I'm embarrassed.
Oh, that's okay.
I left you hanging.
We can do it another time.
No,
Don't
it's
mind.
okay. It's okay. It's honestly, it's a good sign. You can ask Star Kitty. When we first started playing D&D, which was how we met, by the way, when we first started playing D&D over 20 years ago, the first time we ever played, I would continuously skip her turn. So it must mean that I have a crush on you, dude. I'm sorry.
Aww.
So cute.
But anyway,
Smooth Stormy, wow.
Wow.
No wonder you got Star Kitty.
And
yeah,
I'm gonna
it was
get
totally
Epsy.
unconscious, but for some reason, I just kept skipping her turn, and she
It was
kept
meant to
calling
be.
me out, and I was so embarrassed. And then,
Oh.
yeah, anyway, it's a long story. So let's do your hit points real quick. Roll a d10 and add your con modifier.
Okay. So my D10 rolled a 6, and my modifier is a 3, so I got a 9 plus 13, so 22.
Correct. That is your new hit point maximum. Don't forget to change your hit dice to be 2d10 now.
Okay.
And then
D10.
you now have two other things, which is cool. First of all is your fighting style. I'm assuming that you want to pick 2-weapon fighting so that your second attack will do your strength modifier damage too. Okay, so put fighting style, put it in your features and traits. Just type in there fighting style, 2-weapon fighting.
Would I go in the ranger feat or the elf? Traits.
Neither. It's a sort of a feature of your. I mean, it is technically a feature of your character class. You can actually put it wherever you want it and just organize it the way you want.
Okay.
But just make sure that you know that just put fighting style, 2-weapon fighting. And then somewhere on there, put spell casting.
So 2. And spellcasting.
Mm-hmm. And now you'll want to, when you're done there with that, scroll down to your third page. I'm pretty sure I did the math for your spellcasting modifier stuff. Let me know if I'm wrong. Did I? You should see like.
Yeah.
Okay. You should have a modifier,
3,
spell save
13, and
DC, and spellcasting ability, right? Cool. So that's already taken care of for you. You'll want to look at your first. So you don't get cantrips. You can skip the first one that says 0-level cantrips. You just get spells known, which is first level spells. You're going to know 2 spells, and you're going to get to cast. You have 2 slots. Now I do something that's a little bit different than standard DMs do. The way I see it with rangers is you have such a limited amount of spells that you can cast and know and stuff that you effectively can pick from anything in the ranger list. So you don't necessarily have to write down what you know, but if you want to help keep track of a couple of them each day to prepare them, you can. So basically each day you can change them out you just look at the ranger spell list of first level and put down on your first level spells one spell with a dot and another spell with a dot, and know that you have 2 slots so that you can cast them twice. One thing I can recommend is Hunter's Mark is a great one for a ranger. Lets you do extra damage to enemies that you've marked. And I just realized something. You know what we forgot to do with your favorite enemy? Shoot. Interesting. Okay. Yeah. So we forgot. This is totally my bad. I apologize. I'm a terrible DM. Just again confused. I'm not. I boogered this one. Since you were fighting your favorite enemy, you technically were supposed to also roll an additional D4 damage on the first attack against any of the goblins that you hit. So you actually would have killed these guys even faster. We'll say that you were a little rusty because the DM was rusty and forgot. But,
it's all good.
Yeah.
No worries.
I don't think it would have changed much. I still would have got the damage and all that.
Yeah.
It made it more entertaining this way.
But that extra damage does increase as you go up in levels later on. So, keep that in mind. Oh my gosh, we got raided. Bards of New York. Welcome, raiders. Arigato gozaimasu. You're catching us right at the end, so we're gonna have to raid train out. But I'm so honored. Hi, I'm StormyD, and I'm the founder of Stormkeep, a loose collection of unofficial stream team, and called the Streamers of Stormkeep. And as you can see, I do D&D on Wednesday nights. This is our 3-shot community sessions, our first of 3 for this group right here. And I do D&D for our main campaign on Saturdays. I also have a talk show podcast called Bandwidth and Banter, which I interview other streamers. And all 4 of these amazing folks have been on Bandwidth and Banter. And we do that on Fridays. And then on Thursdays, right now, I'm playing Oblivion Remastered. So we do a variety of interesting things on the show. Guys, this amazing streamer just rated us. Go check them out. I'm going to drop them a follow as soon as I'm done tonight. But also, I want to point out these 4 players right here are friends of ours and fellow streamers in the community. And they also have their own unofficial stream team called the Mighty Mango Mates. And so if you check out their links below, you'll be able to go check out these amazing folks. This is their first time, well, with the exception of TanTanTater, this is their first time really playing Dungeons and Dragons. And it's sort of a community thing that I do usually on Wednesdays, where I do 3 sessions in a row for folks that we know in the community who either haven't gotten to play or haven't gotten to play in a long time. So it's an honor and a treat that you all thought to bring your folks over. Thank you so much. With that, we were just doing our level ups because they're little baby adventures. They were first level. They just took on a small group of goblins, 6 goblins, and they just annihilated them. Only one of the party members got injured. And they did super good. I'm super proud of them. And so we did their level up because they rested for the night. And this is where we're gonna wrap for the next session. We've actually gone a little bit long, but I don't mind at all. And I hope they're cool with it. So with that said, next week you guys will awaken in the next morning feeling refreshed, feeling that you have been reinvigorated and feeling just a bit more powerful than before with some new abilities you want to try out. And you will be traveling onward to the Forgotten Watchtower. And that's all I got. So I'm gonna wrap for myself, but I'm gonna let each of them say a little bit about their stream and themselves before we wrap for the night and raid out. While I'm looking for someone to raid out to, let's start off from left to right. CozyConChile, please share with folks that just popped in your name of your character, the whole spiel, if you don't mind.
Okay. Sounds good. Hello, I'm CozyConChile. My character's name is Enara. She is a dark elf, but she's disguised right now. And she is also a sorcerer. As far as my stream goes, I like to play cozy games, difficult games. I have been taking a break because my husband, Noforn, who is here as well, we moved, but we should be back in streaming very soon. And what the Mighty Mango Mates are all about is just being inclusive, having fun, and really embracing all of our differences in one awesome team. So yeah.
Fantastic. Well said, milady. Well said. And then next over, we have TanTanTater.
Hello, everybody. TanTanTater, and call me TanTanTater, Tanya. Whatever floats your boat and whatever boats your float. My character is Krinoa Babblecraft. She is a rock gnome, a cleric with an acolyte background. And she's just out here protecting all of her party members, just making sure that everybody's safe, and she's very excited. In terms of my channel, I adore Pokemon, so I try to talk about that as much as I can. Haven't played it as much, but right now we're playing South of Midnight, which is an amazing, amazing game that my own significant other, Epsyonz, who's over there on the far right, he recommended that one to me, and I'm enjoying it. And yeah, just incredibly grateful for Stormkeep and the Mighty Mango Mates, and just happy to be here. So thank you.
Right on. Going right across over the next person to that side of me is Noforn.
Hi, welcome everybody. My name is Noforn. I am the husband of this way. This way.
My husband.
CozyConChile. And this one right here.
Excellent. Well, never mind what I said then.
I'm leaving you for Tantan.
Let's go, Cozy.
Okay.
Currently, I am playing a Pallid Elf Druid. Currently, a Circle of Moon Druid. His name is Leoro from the Gamboge Forest. Sorry. And currently venturing out from that right now. So my stream consists mostly of Overwatch. I play competitive shooters, but I also dive into narrative games. So currently I am also going through Avowed. I still got to finish Baldur's Gate 3, so that's my first experience with D&D. And yeah, I'll be going through the Final Fantasy series as well. So yeah, so happy to be here, and great to be part of mixed communities like Stormkeep. It's great. Had so much fun today as my first experience of this tabletop D&D. So thank you for having me, Stormy.
You bet. My pleasure, dude. Oh, my honor. And then finally over there, that way to the end, on the end.
Okay. My name is in the game. I am Yawn. I am a wood elf that was raised by wolves. So I'm a ranger also. So I have a little companion called Yip Yip with me. We speak broken Elvish and broken English, and and we have our best friend Stick. What'd you say? Yes, I should talk about it. So as Epsyonz, I have a wonderful channel. I'm all about mental health awareness, inclusivity, and just healthy boundaries. Stream all kinds of games. A little bit of a competitive gamer when it comes to certain things like Overwatch, but I try to keep my cool as much as possible. I also do playtesting as a side job, so I'm starting to reach out to devs and indie companies to test out their games on stream. So you can always come around and check that out. And yeah, that's about it. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you guys for that, for indulging me and letting me hear all about you guys' amazing accomplishments and the things that you do and your characters once again. And I want to thank our raider one more time for popping in and sharing their community with us. So everyone, go check them out. Looks like Bards of New York. Very cool name, by the way. Very cool name. So thank you once again, guys. We're going to raid out to Rhubarb tonight. She's also been on our talk show, Bandwidth and Banter. And she's just the sweetest, coziest person, just an amazing human being. And I almost never get to raid her because I'm usually done before she starts. So it's been a treat and an honor. Let's get this raid going. And thank you guys for coming in.
Thank you for having us. This was so much fun.
Yeah, thank you so much.
You betcha.
Can't wait for next week.
I know, me too. Me too. It's really, you guys are in for a treat. It's going to get spooky. All right.
Ooh,
No spoilers. All right. Starting this raid train
Tune in
now.
next week.
One last thing while we're waiting for the raid train. For folks who don't know, I told you a little bit about my stream, real quickly, briefly about myself as a dungeon master. I've been a dungeon master since 1981. I was self-taught when I was 12 years old, was when I got started. And I met my wife playing Dungeons and Dragons. So I got a pretty good pedigree, and I've had multiple campaigns go a year or more long. And it's always a pleasure and a treat to help new players. It's one of my favorite things to do. And especially when you have amazing, joyful, radiant human beings like these folks right here. With that said, time to raid out now. Good night, everybody. Have a good one.
Goodbye.
Take care. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.